and all that for you to sleep in the tent, and you have a house that's permanently in last left off.
I do.
I
Right?
don't.
Yeah, Victor's been keeping notes lately.
Ordinarily, I remember at least a vague summary. This time, I don't remember that.
We are currently overlooking said raider camp after
Oh yeah, that's
having
right. Now I remember.
investigated all we could about said camp.
Alright, let's open up the scene.
We still haven't been seen.
Yeah, somehow.
Well, because I think we're
We're
kinda
far away
stumbled
from
upon
it,
it.
but you'd think they'd
Yeah.
notice us standing at the edge of the crater.
Just odd about the hundreds of peoples and kobolds down there. Trying to put your
And not a
minds
single
together.
one of them looked up.
Nope. But anyways, all of you are deciding what the kind of action you were going to take, and I was deciding to get the whole group together. But unfortunately, we've waited too long, so basically you three are going to have to figure this all on your own. And of course, you're all going to have to be right now. So we're just going to wing it without the fourth person.
This is gonna be fun because now it's basically just like we gotta figure this out, or nothing's just either we're gonna die or nothing's just gonna happen.
yeah.
And it's probably going to be the second one.
All right. So,
Because there's really not much we can do to this camp.
all right. Well, Victor, since you got the rundown of how everything was last time, you mind reading off the encampment and stuff, the things that David had told us.
All right, so I'll just start from. It says, we found a raider encampment. It's laid out in a horseshoe-shaped gorge or valley with high walls on all sides. Only one way in. There's 2 watchtowers made of wood and rope, located one to the north and one to the east near the entrance. The main camp is completely unorganized. The cultists seem to have like a separate camp a little ways away. We're currently unseen by the enemy. There's no way to make a choke point or to corral the enemy into going one way. It's just kind of all open expanse, and there's no way to separate the 2 camps from each other without alerting the other. So we're screwed.
Yep.
Yep.
This is where we die.
We die fabulously.
If memory serves right, it's not very late in the day at all. Like it should still be like afternoon. Is that
We
correct?
left like... Yeah.
Is that correct, David? What was that?
I said, yes. Can you give me a minute? I am just getting a message.
Gotcha. So it's still afternoon. So if we were to try and do anything, we'd clearly be seen. Very clearly be seen.
And with me around, stealth isn't an option to begin with.
What's that clinking around? That's a dragon man! Let's see. Let's see, like, hey,
Well, if I wanted to, I could just build a fortress of their bodies afterwards.
So like,
If you want.
so me, Rain, and Victor discussed this at least a couple days after the fact. I think we decided our main options were to either retreat to regroup is one, and try and gather supplies and forces, or try somehow to get them to turn
in and die.
Yeah, somehow to get them to turn on each other. Fire is involved, I think, no matter whichever plan we went with.
Yeah. I'm burning down those watchtowers, and you can't stop me.
How close are we to the closest watchtower?
That's a good question. I
Was it about What was it, about 250 feet? Or I'll wait for him to get done with his message. Our house is a very magic house. Our house.
Anyone else remember the Grumps remix?
Our house on the corner of our street. Our house on the corner of our street. our house.
In the middle of our house.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was, in the middle of our house.
And then, like, it just gets more and more distorted as it goes.
Oh, bitch.
In the middle of our house. And it went on for what, like 30 minutes?
Yeah, like, I did not sit 30 minutes through it. I just slowly kept clicking further and further into the video. It's like, there's no way. They're just, why are they trolling like this? And there was no reason for them to do it. It wasn't even April Fool's.
Every day is April Fool's when you're the Game Grumps or Rooster Teeth.
Oh my goodness. You okay, David?
So that's really the only two things that we have.
Sending a message. Let him send his message in peace. So
I'm a fucking awesome detective.
Oh boy.
where were you on the day of the day?
Detective Harps.
Because I could tell when a fucking fibs and lies to me. You cannot fool me. I am so sorry. So funny. I'm not gonna say anything.
Gotcha.
Okay.
13.
I love how tickled you are by this.
5.
I know. No, I just picture myself in L.A. North wearing one of those fedoras and trench coats. I knew she was
Got the pen and paper out, like, yes,
I knew when I
something
woke
was
up
wrong
today
when
when
she
the dame
walked
walked
in.
in that she would be lying to me. And
No. Doesn't have a car. What the fuck is this? and she's not nocturnal. What the fuck? This is even better. You can't fucking fool me with that shit. I'm so sorry. Anyways.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on. What was I doing?
I believe you were plotting ways to kill us.
Anyways, what were you guys' plans again?
okay, so my question was, how close are we to the closest watchtower? Like, how far away is the closest watchtower from us?
Okay. 300 feet away from you guys.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I had 250 feet written down, and I just wanted to double check to make sure that that was right.
So right now,
we need the Eldritch artillery.
Right now, the tower that's nearest to the entrance of where it goes into the crater is 300 feet away from you. Now, inside of it, and there's a slope that's 200 that goes sloping with a lot of rocks, basically. So that's like 550 feet away from the whole encampment, basically. And there's hundreds of tents. There's like hundreds and hundreds of people and little kobolds that's skidding about. You can't tell what's going on down there, but you kind of hear that they're celebrating and just chanting, and you kind of hear some rowdy business going on. I don't know. There's fights breaking out and people throwing bottles, and it's just like pretty wild down there.
So is it just an encampment-sized bar?
How steep is the climb down?
It's a slope, basically. It's just a slope. It's not that very steep,
Okay.
so basically you guys can slide down if you want. It's
Like,
just
if we were to let a ball roll, like, or like maybe like a boulder or something, like, would that build up a decent amount of speed on the slope, or is it just kind of like a ramp for getting upstairs, like in a building?
Is it a gradual decline, or is it just kind of like just slightly sloped?
Slightly sloped.
Okay, slightly sloped. Gotcha.
Yeah, so we can't roll those boulders down at them.
Yes, you read my
Get
mind.
some revenge. I was gonna get some revenge for that moment.
So like it's feeling, since we're a melee team of 3 with no potions, no healers.
Well, 2 melee, 1
And a hybrid.
1 ranged. Yeah, because I'm a ranged, and
Yeah.
so are you. Because you're ranged, and
Yeah.
I am
And
also
close
ranged
quarters as
depending on
well.
what I'm holding and how far I am. It's like, oh, rock.
Oh, hey, rock.
Let's see. So I mean, like, we're in a really, really bad position. So it feels like it's safest to journey back and regroup and just and come up with a plan. The only downside is that there's no guarantee we won't get attacked on the way there, or while we're at the place, or if we end up staying overnight, if we get attacked in the middle of the night again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's almost inevitable we're gonna get attacked.
We alert the entire camp to our location, and we have to run for our lives.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just stand still then. Don't breathe.
Rain, you're probably best to just lay on the ground and pretend you're a rock.
Yeah. I really hope they don't come over here with pickaxes since I'm brass.
And like personally, I really hate the idea of having to go back, but given how short in numbers we
Given
are,
the circumstances,
it's the only real option. So are we
Is
committing
that our
to
decisive decision to return to town and see if we can hire help or convince somebody to help us?
I mean, like, what's his name? Governor Nightfell or whatever?
Nighthill.
Nighthill. Like, he might be able to help us, maybe. Like, I know he's not going to be willing to give us a lot of people or guards, but we might be able to come up with some kind of plan otherwise. Because, I mean, they might have some kind of supplies they may be able to spare. I mean, I know they're probably stretched thin, but it's either, like...
maybe we can pick Murky back up on the way.
Like, it doesn't hurt to ask, basically. And then, if he can't help us, maybe he knows someone or, like, another town that might be able to help us if we can get there fast enough, but at the same time...
Well, I'll give you this knowledge. Going to a different town would take you days.
Gotcha. I had a distinct feeling that would not work. It's not like we have an airship.
Yeah.
We should build one. That's gonna take 10 years of the campaign.
I'll smith the cogs and stuff for you.
We'll make it out of metal too, so we don't need to hire a wood carver.
But so going back there might be a good idea. Like,
yeah.
Basically, I think trolling the keep for information is our best bet, because there's tons of people in there, you know, and a lot of them are scared. Some of them are trying to help injured and stuff like that. Somebody might know something.
You forgot the mission, didn't you?
Well, there is a monk we're looking for, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's in the camp.
Yeah, like he's in the camp.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to get in there. If I stripped naked, I could maybe succeed the first stealth roll.
Our only other option, besides returning, is to wait till nightfall and try to sneak in, to at least determine the exact location of...
That might not be a bad idea, because at the very least we might be able to glean some kind of routine. I doubt they'll have a scheduled patrol, but you can see how active they are at night.
Not the main encampment, but I look for the cultist and acolyte encampment to have some routine to it, guard shifts.
Yeah, that makes sense, because they're more organized. And there would definitely be less activity at night, depending on how tired they are from all their raiding. You know, aside from the cultists and their regimen.
I say we do that.
That actually sounds like a really good idea. I mean, it does. I mean, unless someone just decides to see us all of a sudden, but we'll see. So are we all agreeing to wait for nightfall?
Yes.
All right. So, David, I guess we're waiting till nightfall.
All right.
Also, because of what I said earlier, now I can't stop imagining a naked Rain sneaking through an encampment.
And does this count as a long rest?
No. Oh, it does not.
I don't need that.
I thought I would at
anyways.
least ask.
Anyways, meanwhile, as you're all waiting, basically all of you are just staring at the encampment. All of you are just...
Dempsey's like flicking rocks on the ground.
I can hear it. I can hear it, just faintly.
Yep.
I literally just see them just like looking back and forth at each other for like several hours. Oh. Alright, so...
yeah.
I guess we should try and glean some new details using our abilities.
Abilities?
Our skills. You know, our survival, our perceptions. I guess I'll attempt a perception roll to try and see what we can see at night. And please be good. It was!
Ah.
So, percept me, David.
Testing something. Oh, work. Okay, I'm back. So, what is the perception check for? Are you, like, looking around? Or...
Yes, trying to gain some kind of new insight to our surroundings at night now.
Dempsey is attempting to activate night vision.
Yeah, basically.
As time goes forward, within the rocky plateaus and in the little bit of shrubbery, you're a little bit deeper and deeper with your falcon eyes or elven eyes or whatever eyes you have.
I took them from an elf.
Elven eyes. Yes, let's go with elephant eyes.
I heard elephant, so I'm sticking with that. It's funnier.
You peer down to the camp with your elephant eyes, which is pretty much horrible sight. You see a gathering off in on the southeastern, where the crater is, basically near the second tower on the east side. You see that there appears to be a gathering there, like, you know, cheering for something, and you kind of see some of more of the cultists kind of, like, you know, in that particular area, but you're not entirely sure what's happening because it's so far away. You can't tell or hear what's happening because it's pretty much very loud with the crowd, basically, and it kind of obscures your sight of what's happening.
How active is everyone in this camp right now?
Pretty active. Well,
is it still about the same as it was during the day?
Not as the same as much. There's not many bodies moving around as much. It's more quieter, basically.
Okay. So everyone's kind of settling down. They're probably a little tired.
It's just settling down. Like, right now this thing, basically.
Thinking about it, Victor and Dempsey could probably attempt to pass as raiders because they don't all just look the same. They don't wear uniforms. They're not soldiers. But at the same time, I don't think they have good charisma and deception abilities. So I don't think it would work out very well in our favor.
We can persuade them.
Hold on.
My charisma is literally my worst.
1.
my charisma is 10. Wait, no, 0.
I've got a 13 and 1. But
my charisma is -1 and my deception is -1.
Maybe that's why you failed so badly.
I mean, like, we could probably get... Like, if we were to just go up there, they probably wouldn't assume immediately that we're just some person trying to invade them if we're just two random guys. But we will probably still get into some kind of fight.
Somebody and interrogate them again.
Is it that?
No,
Meanwhile, I look a bit too professional.
Yeah, like you would have to stay behind because you're also a giant dragon man.
Yeah. If they see me sneaking around, they're gonna know something's up.
Alright, so I have a pretty good stealth.
Also, the fact that I look like I should be on the town guard.
I just imagine you tiptoeing now, and just like there's like a little clink, clink, clink as you're tiptoeing.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get a closer look by moving a little closer into.
You're rolling stealth for that?
Yeah.
A little bit closer.
In before it's a 5.
A little bit closer now.
19.
Oh.
Hey.
Well, there was a 5 in there, but it wasn't the 5 I wanted.
So if I heard correctly, you're gonna
try to move. Try to sneaking to at least see if to see if we can get closer to the gathering to learn more. At least me, see if I can get closer to the gathering so I can get a better idea of what's going on.
Okay, because I was about to say, what's this weed? It's just you.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I was like, nope, we're staying here. I'm sorry. We will be seen.
Right.
What is your stealth, by the way, Victor?
My stealth is 5.
Oh, okay, yeah, mine's 2.
That's why I said there's a 5 in there, but it's not the 5 I wanted. Meanwhile, I've got a 0.
Anyways. Go. Oh, that's right. Here, I'll be right back. I forgot my book upstairs.
Yeah.
You were saying that, but I was going to say he forgot it at the shop.
No,
I was about to be really concerned.
And, like, they might... I don't know if they'll have, like, their own domesticated animals of sorts, but I have animal handling, so I can get them to calm the hell down. But that's about it. They don't, like, work for me.
If we can steal a horse on the way out,
see,
I can turn into a knight early. I wonder if I just spontaneously gain a horse when I turn into a knight.
It just comes out of the ground. You're like, yes!
Oh, that's...
No, it's the skeleton horse from the Skyrim DLC.
Arvak?
Yeah, him, Arvak. I couldn't remember what he was called.
Butt Stallion.
That is my favorite horse.
But by the way, I want to point out, there's, like, I hate to interrupt the D&D session for this, but did you know about the new amiibo coming out that they announced during the Nintendo Direct?
The Dark Souls one?
Yes, the Dark Souls one. It's such ridiculous.
Praise the sun with reckless abandon.
He's so jolly looking. He's like, huzzah!
Which is such such contrast to the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny how cheery Solaire is compared to everything else. Like, one of the first people you meet is entirely cynical, and then there's Solaire.
Anyways, I'm back. So, Victor.
Yes.
You go down the slope, and I'm assuming that's where you're going to go. You carefully go down. And you don't disturb much of the rocks, causing a bit of noise or an avalanche of rocks that kind of causes more noise as you're going down. So you're a bit careful when you go down. As you go down, you kind of hide in behind one of the tents that seem to be closer towards the slope.
Went all the way down.
So, anyways, you peer in. You kind of see some of the sitting down, and you kind of hear them cheering. They're drinking a lot of ale and some of the mead that they have stolen from town. You kind of see that they're packing up some of the goods that they have pillaged from the. So that's all you see at the moment. Jolly old raiders. Somalian pirates, we...
So he's on, like, the raiders area of the encampment, not, like, the kobolds.
Not the kobolds,
okay.
No.
Yeah, because I remember they were divided up. Okay.
Yep. Kobold can't like, little tents there. He's just not at that particular area.
Yeah. So, Victor, sounds like it's all you right now.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So, will I keep rolling stealth to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Let the dice be
Give
with
us
you.
a 20.
11.
Give us a
Oh.
Oh no! You went so terrible, so fast.
Oh no, the one mud puddle. Like,
Wait, there's
That
a
one
mud
tiny
puddle?
rock caused the rest of the mountain to collapse.
There, let's check it out. Whose footprints are these? Oh, I guess nothing. Let's just walk away.
I must be crazy.
that reminds me of something when I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn, where like I killed a guy. The guy walked over to where I was. He saw me, and then he just stops and goes, "Oh well," and then walks back. Oh my god! So he's still undetected, luckily. Unluckily and luckily, I guess.
21.
Damn.
There we go. It's that +5. It's doing a lot of work.
That was close. Anyways, with that 11, well, you're not going to roll another 21. I'm sorry. I have to check something. Messages. Uh-oh. As you kind of sneak over, you kind of knocked over some pots and pans while you were going there, like all discarded things. Just a little bit. They seem to be like out of nowhere with these things.
Ninja pans.
You see a person turning around, and he looks at you. You doing?
I was like,
Victor, wave and be jolly at him.
yeah. Victor was looking for the kitchen and got lost.
Oh boy.
Oh.
So I was spotted then on the 11?
Spotted.
Okay. So the 21 doesn't count then.
No.
Oh, shit. Damn it, I'll never roll another 21.
You figure out how to get past this man.
Hold on.
Hi, who's that bloke right there? I don't know. He's making all the noise.
Well, hell, my deception is a -1. Okay, believe in the heart of the dice, I guess. Here we go.
I believe in the way to die.
I'm gonna try to convince. Well, no, even my intimidation is. Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna try to convince this guy that I'm a raider, and I just had to go pee. Please be good.
Oh no!
At least it's not a natural one.
Oh no!
It could be worse. It could have been natural one.
Oh
You should have stuck with the kitchen one.
Natural 1, but it's a 2, so
It might as well be a 1.
might as well.
Still a fail. It's still a horrendous fail, but it's not instant death fail.
Oh no! It was nice knowing you, Victor.
I think we should start preparing.
Rain, we need to figure out how to extract him.
This is yes, that's going terribly down there.
I told you I would never roll another 21.
Okay, Rain, I think we need to Rain. You and me need to prepare a torch and light some arrows on fire and shoot them at them to distract them.
Do I have a rape whistle?
The thing is, that's in disadvantage range for my crossbow, though.
Oh no!
That's the problem.
So what,
Then we'll roll
so
we'll roll a
David?
1, and then it hits him, and he dies.
Unless we followed 80 feet behind him, that's in disadvantage range.
Yeah, no, that's oh god. Well, it depends on where we're throwing. And I don't know.
Rain's gonna go sneak off and set that tower on fire now.
What is your crossbow range, by the way? Like, I don't even know what it is.
For the light crossbow, it's 80 for the normal and 320 for rolling with disadvantage.
Oh.
So it's normal and long range.
And he's probably at about.
I could shoot in there, but I'd be at disadvantage.
Well, he's not like the full 300 in yet, as far as I know.
Well, let's find out what happens.
But I'm sure
first.
he ain't 80 feet in either.
Anyways, the two guys are like looking at you. It's like, what you trying to say there, mate? You're acting so strange. Like, why don't you come over here?
Oh no! Don't get in face stabbing range.
So, are you gonna go over there with them?
Am I gonna go near them, or we'll see?
You're gonna be stepping into face stabbing range.
Well, I also have face stabbing ability. I have 2-weapon fighting, so I can. I'm not saying that I'm gonna do this, but I could try to attack and kill one in the same blow.
Just stab both of them immediately.
You might.
My rolls.
I don't know what the roll would be, but you might be able to ready an attack if they try to kill you. Maybe, I don't know.
Like, prepare myself, I guess. Let's see here.
This is so horrible.
I don't like the giggling.
Shut up, David!
To go well ever.
Okay.
The giggling makes me think we should start moving up just a bit.
Alright, so... trying to see what I can use here. Could I use survival in this situation? This is just me questioning myself.
I don't know what survival would benefit you, but...
I would survive the outcome. If it was good, yes. Alright. Alright, it can't get any worse than a 1, so I'm gonna try deception again to see if I can deceive them, to try to convince them to just go about their way.
Well, you see, with enough negative modifiers, it's better than a 1.
You might not die outright.
Modifiers, you could theoretically get worse than 1, but it just rounds back up.
I personally do not know what you're talking about. It's like, the fire! The fire! I'm like, what? But now I feel like these two
speaking crazy talk. Kill him.
Okay. I want... Like, are you gonna go up to these gentlemen as they were calling you towards them?
Alright, yeah, I'm going to, but I'm going to ready myself, if I can, in case they decide to attack.
Okay.
Ready my scimitar.
Scimitar. Don't worry, you're like the second person that keeps saying scimitar all the time. But,
meanwhile, with these other two schmucks...
I'm just like...
I think we should move up a little bit.
What is he doing?
He seems to be in a bit of trouble.
Me and you are very obvious, though.
Yes, well, it's either that or he gets killed now.
Like, he's the one who's, like, in all black.
Yeah, a lot of good that did him.
I didn't account for him tripping over his feet and knocking over everything.
To be fair, that pin just fell out of the sky, I think.
Okay. So are you waiting on me again, or?
Oh. Anyways, as you get closer and closer, as you stand before them, that kind of spot you goes closer and closer to you. And he asks you, which camp are you from? Over there.
Oh, no.
Dempsey's concerned, but he knows that at this range,
You know what?
Fist
Dempsey
can't save him.
Dempsey is not concerned because he does not hear this or see any of this.
Oh, he can't see any of it. Oh, okay.
Oh. We were under the assumption that we could actually see him right now.
So, anyways.
Okay.
So which tent are you? You win with the little nut jobs fucking over there with the purples.
Yeah, you betcha.
What again? You can't even convince them that you're with the crazy ones.
Oh my god.
You're simultaneously too insane and too sane.
Remind me if I build another character to put some.
Put at least something into persuasion.
Into charisma.
I'm never letting you be our diplomat. Unless you roll a bard.
You know what? It's like, as you try so hard to be like, yeah, I'm from with the purples, you know? And these two just look at each other.
You were too sane to be with the purples.
And they started laughing at you. Like, laughing at you. He's just like, well, I'm from the yellow tent, you know? I'm the yellow wearers, you know? Look at this thing. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, I'm just fucking with you. Come on, come here. Come here.
Oh my god.
Oh, no. That's the sound of a shank.
Anyways. Oh, my God. You should hear this man right now. Yeah, we just heard him say he's with the purples. And no, he's not. Look at him. Look at him. He's
not even wearing any purple.
Look at him. He's got peach fuzz on. Oh, I don't know. I don't care which tent you're from. Anyways, you want to have a drink with us? I mean, we got plenty of meat. I mean, we started cracking another keg when we went into the inn in the greenest, you know. We took a barrel just for the two of us. You know what? That's the secret between me and him, and between you and me and us. You know, you want a meat, you want an ale. It doesn't matter. We stole them.
It worked out surprisingly well.
I think like we're lucky we waited until they were more drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, you're this guy. Anyways, they pass you like a tankard and just be like, fucking no purple wear. That's a good one. I could be in rich high dragon society.
Yeah. We better hope Victor can hold his liquor.
Oh, that's funny. That is really funny. Oh, I haven't laughed like that since ever. I mean, everything was miserable.
I haven't laughed like
now.
that since Raider School.
Raider School, yes. Oh, Raider School. Oh, best university ever.
The first university of Raider.
Yeah. Anyways, you're sitting down and all cozy with them, and right now they are just like, you know, passing stories of one another, like passing conversations that are not like worth you know,
mentioning,
like of interest. Or just basically like met a lass from Far East, and you know, she had like warts all over her face and shit. I'm like, ugh. But anyways, he still did her, but you know, that's all good.
Just put a bag over her head.
Yeah, but yeah, it was an onion bag. Oh, it was the only thing that was there.
So Victor, what do you do, man?
Dempsey, I can't see him anymore.
Well, it would probably. I have a feeling that these guys can hold their L pretty well. So it's going to take a while for them to get drunk to the point that they pass out. And by that time, it might be daylight, and by that time, I would have lost my cover.
Or be too drunk to lose it.
All right. So, like, how shit-faced are these guys?
Not shit-faced. It's basically start of the
they're
night.
Just tipsy.
not tipsy. It's just basically they're starting the night right now.
Just
like,
overly friendly right now.
So if I were to try to like get, I could try another stealth and see if I can sneak away.
Sneak away while they're drinking.
I feel like the more you try and do that, the closer you're just gonna end up being to them. Where there's gonna be like smelly men drinking, just like with their arm around you.
I'm gonna try it.
All right.
20.
Oh,
Honey.
He just vanishes.
I thought there was a guy here. It must be crazy.
You're like, yeah, that's a good joke, and you put your mug down. It's like
ghosted.
Put your mug down and just disappear.
Anyways, as you kind of maneuver yourself around the encampment,
Don't trip over another pan.
over the pan. I do have a question. Where are you exactly going, actually?
I was trying to get a closer look at the cultist gathering.
Oh, okay.
Near the one watchtower or whatever.
Yep.
To try to. Okay.
So you stealthily, sneaky. Anyways, as you kind of pass and hide from tent to tent, you basically, you're not at all. You're just basically moseying down through the encampment with ease, carefully, and you kind of see some raiders pass by. You even see some kobolds kind of skittering about, basically, just like, you see some of the raiders like throwing like items at these kobolds, like telling them to get the hell away from their tent, basically. He's like, "You dang varmint, get away from my tent!" Closer and closer you get to the rowdy circle. Are sneaking by. You are at where it appears to be the group of where the gathering. As you kind of see over your head behind a tent, it's kind of unclear what's going on. But right now, you see a half-elf that is staked right now. Basically, he has his arms, his legs, and his torso tied up to this stake. Basically, it's an X stake, by the way, wooden stake. And he has his head lower down, and he's all bruised up and beaten. One of the cultists is kind of mocking him, and how he's like, "Aha, you foolish monk! You cannot stand against the great Reagan cult." And Tiamat guides us to our glory in the hour of need. Soon you shall be executed in front of everyone. But for now, we celebrate in the name of our queen, Tiamat. Everybody kind of chants and cheers, basically. Jesus called this saying, "Please, everyone enjoy yourselves. We feast and celebrate the bounty that you have brought to us for our queen." And of course he walks away with his arms like, gradually, he's accomplished what he said, and he got people all riled up, and they are all cheering like, "Yeah, fuck that guy, he's a dick. What did he do again?"
I love how like the guy that like riled everyone up was just like, "I did good."
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I'm a pretty cool guy. I'm a cool guy.
Now you see him starting away, I'm there. I'm cool.
Drops the mic.
He drops like a magical illusionary mic, which makes goes down or whatever, and it disappears. Anyways, what's happening?
Okay, so has everybody left from around the monk, or is he like under guard? Like, are the rest still around him, or is he pretty much like alone?
Right now, is alone.
Okay. So the monk is alone. All right. All right. So I could try to cut him down. But then how would that work if I try to sneak away? Like, would he have his own stealth? And then if he gets spotted, then
I feel like he'd
I'm
make your
screwed.
stealth worse.
Yeah.
Well, it can't really tell you.
Right. Until I do it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I was kind of like talking out loud to myself to try to figure out what would be the best option. So we know that as of right now, there's no chance for us to leave, because if we do leave, then this monk is going to die the next day. But regardless of what happens, he's going to die the next day if we don't do anything. Or at least whenever the festivities end. So, when if I try to cut this guy down, would it be a sleight of hand or would it be stealth?
That's actually a good question.
Like cut him like quietly, or
without people noticing,
or not necessarily like cut him down. If I try to like get him off the stake, would it be either one? Would I roll either one of those two, or would I specifically roll, stealth, or would I specifically roll like sleight of hand, or?
Oh no, you can just cut him down normally. You don't have to roll for anything.
Okay, so I wouldn't need to roll. Okay.
Well, it depends if you want to cut him quietly, stealthily, or that's your choice.
Right. Okay. All right.
I mean, I could just get a dagger and just cut him down.
All right. Okay. All right.
I have an idea for if you get caught by the guards again. Use your sleight of hand to distract them. Like, give them a magic trick.
Well, I mean, honestly, I just kind of thought of something. If I do get caught again, I have 50 foot of rope. I could like pretend like I'm leading this guy away, but then that would be another deception, and we all know how well my deception rolls go. All right, so I'm going to, you know what? We're here to save the monk. I'm going to cut him down and try to get him out.
Anyways, I will go to the other group for a second. So, what's the other two? What are you two doing?
I think they're still just flicking rocks around. Like, they pretty much got nothing to do. Like,
I'm trying to see Victor somewhere there.
So here's the thing, though. Since my first stealth roll was a 19, do they even know I'm gone?
I think
that's actually a good question, now that I think about it.
Notice that he is gone. Why is he gone?
I was like, when did Victor leave?
10 minutes ago. Were you not paying attention?
He was very quiet.
Disappeared.
I followed him until he disappeared to the camp, but I can't see him now.
You said 20.
I heard a pot fall.
You said 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, were you not paying attention when you walked off?
I thought he was gonna go pee.
He never said he was.
Well, I don't expect him to announce it.
He just sort of moves it on down there and crouched low. I lost track of him when he got past the camp. Thought I saw a pot fall, and I looked for him over there, but I didn't see him.
If he's been gone that long, I hope he's alright.
I'm getting worried. He hasn't come back yet.
I mean, I'm getting like caught up worried because I wasn't even aware he was gone at first. Now I'm really worried because now he's been gone for 20 minutes and I didn't even know.
He's somewhere down there.
We could try taking a look and see if we can
closer,
spot him.
But this armor's not exactly the stealthiest.
I could roll a perception to see if we can see him from where he is. I think that might be what I'll do.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know where he is, or that he was even gone at first.
We don't. Well, Rain knew. Rain watched him go. You were kicking rocks.
So I'm gonna roll for perception so we can see what's going on. Because I mean, if he just if he gets caught, we don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah.
So we don't even know that we should even be able to help him. Good enough.
Oh, what's the perception is? Are you trying to
perceive
We're
where
trying
Victor
to figure
is?
out where Victor disappeared to down there.
Well, I'm gonna go with his stealth. Yeah, you can't find him.
Oh, damn it!
You're
too stealthy.
No, he's like, even with your perception, it's hard to pinpoint him such distance, and from where all these figures are moving, basically, like he's wearing dark clothes, and everybody else is wearing like dark clothes as well, and it's just kind of hard to pin it down. And it's just like, where the fuck is he? Red ant in a black ant community, and it's like so small, and when you look at it, they're all dark shape and they're all moving around. It's just really hard.
Here's a question. It sounds like where that elf was kind of separated away from the group. Can I see that?
It is. It's by the. You're the one that discovered the gathering in the first place. It's by the Eastern Watchtower.
You know the gathering, but you don't know the elf is there.
Okay.
Right.
But I can generally see. I can generally see that area, basically.
Yep.
Unfortunately, building a spyglass is like 5,000 gold pieces. Otherwise, I'd have one with me.
And we don't have like days to make one.
Yeah.
You guys can make a spyglass. There's your mission.
Yeah, that's our in-game objective, to get enough gold pieces to buy the parts for spyglass.
So I guess until that happens, I'm kind of on my own.
Yeah.
Unless you can get closer to us.
Your mission is to build a spyglass just so that you can see me, but by that time,
it's been 10 years and I finally get it. You're dead in it. You're a skeleton by now.
In a raider prison.
We could. Now that we're aware that he's not here, and
now that you're aware he's not here.
Well, you don't have to point that out.
Yeah, you're just like looking for him. Like, where the fuck did he go? Where? Oh, goddamn! You look down and like, oh, I don't know where he went. Oh god.
Okay, so can we glean the idea that like they're not in a frenzy or anything? They're not like attacking anything, so we know that like nothing insane's happened, right?
Well, that hasn't gone to absolute hell down there, so...
Yeah, so I don't think they've found him, at least, so we know that.
Still, it's worrying that he isn't back yet.
But... should we give him a certain amount of time and we can try and cause a distraction of sorts?
We could.
I mean, like, the only downside is if I have you, like, possibly shoot, like, a random fire crossbow bolt. Like, not trying to...
It's gonna do a one and hit Victor.
Yeah, like, not even trying to really hit anything, just something to distract somebody. It will hit him. Like... let's see, what can we do? And we're a nice, decent amount away, so we can't really just kind of, like, lure someone away easily. Alright, I think we should, like keep an eye out for any, aggravated, like, commotion. And that'll be our sign that we need to do something. So, what do you think, Rain?
I think that course of action would be a wise one.
Yeah, because other than that, we can't see anything. The only thing we will glean from the situation is if something else changes at this point. So I guess that is what these two are doing. They're just kind of staring now at the encampment, looking to see if people just start fighting, like trying to kill someone very specifically.
Yeah. Specifically someone with a red cross on his chest.
Well, he cut him down. Oh, well, you mean his jacket, his red cross, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're very much alone in this, Victor.
Yeah.
That I am wearing a chain shirt, thank you.
It's Team Victor.
Alright.
Team Victor and the other two
to
schmucks.
get something done. Anyways, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Is it my
Hey,
turn?
you're the
or-
one with stealth.
Oh, we're going back to Victor, right?
Yes.
Okay, back to Victor. So, Victor, right now you see before you this monk, half-elf monk, and he looks pretty beaten up. You see he's bleeding very profusely, and you kind of see his eyes closed, looking down, and just basically in agony. And people are right now dispersing and going off doing their own things. Basically, you look around and it's just like there's nothing happening. You don't see anybody at the moment. You see torches up, and of course you see some men patrolling around the area. Looks culty looking, and you kind of see some kobolds kind of skittering about, but they kind of disappear off within the encampment on their side. So that is the description I'm going to give you. So what's happening?
All right. So, since you said he's bleeding profusely,
Not profusely, but
I think I'm going to do. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Well,
Wow.
I was going to do like a perception or something to see if he would even survive trying to get him out of there, or if he would, bleed out before I even got him there. So, like, basically, is he even worth trying to save at this point, or should I just try to, ease his suffering?
He's not bleeding profusely. I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm just saying he's just got cut scars on him.
He's bleeding from his wounds, okay, but he's not like
Dying
bleeding
from
out. Okay.
I shouldn't say that word, but
Okay.
yeah. I like saying it
Alright.
because I like to do it to others.
Alright, so then I guess I'm just going to continue with my original plan and cut him down and try to sneak out.
Kidding, right? You take your time cutting him, and you stab him as you try to cut him down. Please, no! No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, so I didn't stab him? Because I just wrote down that I stabbed him. Oh no. Okay.
That's what we're gonna
I
remember
stabbed
next
him.
time. I stabbed him. I don't remember anything else afterward.
Victor blanked out and stabbed the man.
And then he went on a
Killer
rampage.
instinct. Alright, so okay. Alright, so
We
so
found him 3 days later in a ditch covered in raider guts.
Anyways, this half-elf kind of looks up to you as you're trying to cut him down. What are you doing?
I'm getting you out of here.
Don't be foolish. Before we can escape.
How do you think I got in here?
Very awkwardly.
It's just, I didn't just walk in here.
He kind of like gives you like, yeah, you're pretty stupid to realize this, but he's like, if they notice me that I'm gone, they will alert the whole encampment and they will be after us.
Meanwhile, with the other two schmucks.
No, we're gonna go back to you, man. You're cutting them down.
Yeah. Alright. So do I need to say anything to him, or should I just continue to cut him down? Alright.
Also, who
All right.
are you? And what are you doing here?
We were hired by Governor Nighthill. Was it Governor Nighthill?
No, it was
Or
another like
It was
Governor
an
Knight.
apprentice.
Yeah,
he's
he's an apprentice.
we were hired by your apprentice to get you out of here, to save you and to bring you back. So if you can just, shut up for 5 minutes. The more you
Michelangelo, my apprentice.
the more you talk, the more likely that they're going to be drawn to this area. So, shh. let me do my job and get you out of here.
Hey.
If you keep talking, they're gonna find us, so shut your face.
Basically. It's like, you know the noises you make from your mouth? Stop.
Anyways.
I need you to close the hole in your face.
Anyways. As you try to cut him down, the towers kind of light up a little bit, and you kind of hear some noise off in the distance. Like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Uh-oh. Shit.
Is this because you didn't stealthily cut him down?
More than likely.
We keep forgetting these things.
Well, no, because he said, well, if you want to try to stealthily cut him down, you can, but you can cut him down.
You know that was a leading suggestion.
Right.
That's like the chicken.
I didn't want to risk another failed roll.
You can roll a stealth to cut him down. Like,
well, I mean, it's a little too late. That they've already kind of spotted me at this point, haven't they? Or
no,
like
I was keeping your 20 though. That's what I was keeping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
so
what.
then,
Yeah, so I was keeping your 20, but still you're being spotted at this very moment. Those were pretty good. Hey, you! What are you doing with that prisoner?
You want to try and deceive them again?
If I say something, there's going to be a deception roll, which is going to suck.
What?
All right.
You could try and come up with a creative, violent way of doing it.
Yeah, true. I am pretty violent.
Set something on fire. I don't know.
But see,
no, that's our
the problem
plan.
with that is, then that would be an attack, and then I run the risk of not killing them in one hit. Because if I don't kill them in one hit,
you don't have to set them on fire. Set an object on fire.
Hey, what's that over there? It's on fire.
They're gonna know it's me. So regardless of if I set something on fire, those guys are still gonna be coming at me.
It's only like,
and then I've alerted anyone else within range. You see, it's a domino effect of failure.
You have like 2 people looking at you. The other people will probably be more concerned about the fire. Because there might be someone in a tent or something.
But I'm still going to have to deal with those 2 people. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I've caused a distraction that's not distracting the ones who need to be distracted.
But you also have an encampment of hundreds of other people besides these 2 people that see you.
Anyways, these 2 figures come before you. He's like, "There you are. What are you doing with the prisoner? I thought you were having a drink with us. What is this? What are you doing with him?"
Fantastic.
Come over here.
It's the 2 same blokes that were actually having a drink with you.
I love it.
It was like, hey, where'd the other guy go? Do you think he went to the prisoner? Yeah, let's go that way.
Where's Purple Guy?
Good perception with it. I'm like, there he is.
Alright. So, again, like, I can't say anything, because...
Well, they seem to like you from the bullshit you were saying earlier.
Welcome to D&D. It's all about pre-bloody butterflies and battles. It's all about role-playing. Go for it.
Alright. Alright, I'm going to use a persuasion here to try to see if I can persuade these guys to help me by saying that I need to take him back to, like, his cell or whatever under orders of the cultists.
I would attempt to deceive them to say that's what you're going to do. Sorry,
right, but
go ahead. Like, I don't mean to keep interjecting my opinion on it. I'm sorry.
You're not there.
I know.
All right, so I'm gonna try to not necessarily to help me, but persuade these guys that I'm under orders to take him back to his tent. Please work. Fuck.
There's never above a 10.
they look at you with this confused look, and I'm like, holding cell. This is an encampment. We don't have holding cells. Actually, he seems to be fine right there. Wait a minute. Doing with him anyways.
This is not working. Alright,
Looks like he was trying to do something, like taking him there. I don't know. Seems weird. A holding cell? That makes no sense. There's no holding cell in encampments.
well, I said tent.
Tent? You had the cell word in there. And I'm not that totally drunk. You can't fool me.
I may be drunk, but I'm not that drunk.
Right. They're just looking at you at this moment and just like they're just like right their minds to pure light. Like there's something going on with this guy, the new guy. They always don't know the new guy. They're like,
okay, this worked the last time. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try to stealthily cut him down and leave again. 8. Shit.
I didn't even see a number pop up. Oh, there it is.
Wait, getting out of this one.
Guys, wait. Basically going to these two, and you're like, guys, as you're cutting him down, like, wait. You just carry him and just walk away. We're like, wait a minute.
Guys, wait. Poof. Oh, my smoke bomb didn't work.
And they look at each other like, wait a minute.
There was supposed to be a smoke bomb there.
And they just look at each other like, wait a minute. Prisoner! Hey! This bloke is getting away with the prisoner! Sign the alarm quick!
I love that it took them 5 seconds to realize it. The sheer audacity of the situation stopped them for a moment.
So many tries for these drunken idiots to just clue in until like, wait a minute, he's getting away. Anyways, as these two men yell out for alarm, you hear Dempsey in the rain.
Yes.
And Victor, you all hear this horn being blown. It appears to be alarming. You see everybody scattering in the encampment trying to figure out what's going on. And of course, as you kind of see, you see group kind of moving towards where Victor is heading. I'm saying that's where Victor is going, but you don't know, but you assume like there's appears to be a group going after Victor.
And that's basically what we've been looking for.
Yep. Yeah, we've been watching for things that aren't Victor, essentially. We're looking for other things more than we are for him.
Looking for things that Victor may have caused rather than him himself.
Well, I think he's caused a bad situation.
But Victor, I hate to say this. As you try to get away with the monk, which his name is Leosin, which was told by the apprentice, you are surrounded by the raiders and cultists and kobolds. There's like, they blocked your way basically, like as they were warned by you. As you were trying to, when you're trying to carefully stealth your way, they managed to pinpoint you and find where you were kind of hiding on behind one of the tents or in the, and they surround you and they kind of got you cornered basically. And right now you're just carrying this guy basically, and he's not helping. You're like being slowed down.
He's not helping.
Like you're carrying him, and you're being slowed down as you're carrying him, and that's all I got from you. Like, yeah, you just soldier carry him, and be like sneak away. But you're encumbered by him. I want to go to the.
I love that Nate's stealth was basically he just walked past the other two.
Anyways, you just walked away with him carrying him like, guys,
You just walk between them like, guys, wait, hold on.
I feel like it was more like, look over there.
And we see you just slowly crawling away with him slung over your back.
Whoa, what's that?
Guys, I have a plan. I'll just go in and get him, and that's it. That's a good plan. You did it, buddy. You got it.
Well, here's the sad part. It was probably the best course of action we could have done. That wasn't lead, but that would result in him dying. Yeah, that's the thing. It was working, and it's not like I could have helped.
He was like Jack Sparrowing his way to the camp.
Jack Sparrow has a plan, but
no, he doesn't.
Clearly, always has a plan, but he's just lucky enough to get away with it. That's the problem. You, however, you just.
I almost got
walking
away with
in.
It if it wasn't for those meddling.
Hector,
he was almost Jack Sparrow.
So many chances, and he's just like, you know what? Fuck you, let's get him. He's getting away. But anyways, not Debsy. Victor, you are surrounded. A cultist comes forward, and he's like, yeah, appears we have a intruder trying to get away with our new prisoner. Intruder shall accompany our other prisoner and be his friend as prisoners. Sorry, I just graduated from villain school and practicing my
cultist high.
Yeah, I'm still in grade 11, so sorry.
Grade 12 is when they teach you the good stuff.
Yeah, evil monologues. I got like a level 3 in marks. But anyways, surrender now, or you shall perish.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be ballsy again.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I'm gonna catch him monologuing and try to sneak away.
Just be like, bye.
24.
Wow. Why is this?
You just look them in the eye and walk away.
You just walked them in the eye and vanished.
Victor, it's not going to work with a 24.
Oh no.
It's not going to work with a 24.
There's not enough dice in the world to make it work.
Oh,
Victor, even if you rolled stealth, I would say you would have to get disadvantage because 1, you're surrounded, the whole area is lit up. 2, you're carrying a person with you.
Carrying a person is like a negative 20.
Alright, so can I roll again with disadvantage and see what happens?
Sure. But like I said, Victor...
It's not gonna work, but you can try.
Right, Victor, like I said...
And the natural 1.
There's the natural 1. See, that makes sense.
We've gone too long without something being completely screwed up.
So Victor is like, well, yeah, watch this. You do like these dive steps, like, where am I going? Where am I going? And
you tried to run past him.
And you try to move between these two guys while still carrying Lewison, and they just block you and they just push you back in the middle.
It's the same 2 guys as well.
No, it ain't the 2 same guys. It is 2.
Ignore that. I apparently clicked that when I was trying to scroll up. So
no,
ignore that.
It's basically these cultists that just push you down. Like the 2 that you were talking to, they're just way at the back. And they're like conversing with each other. Yeah, that guy tried it. We had a beer with that guy. We thought he was cool, but no, he was not cool at all. Demon finished his freaking ale. He had like just a tiny sip, and I knew there was something fishy about that fucker. No fucker I have ever seen takes a sip of ale and vanishes. That's a suspicious motherfucker right there.
To be fair, it's not like they saw him after for a while.
You gotta watch out for those vanishing people.
Yeah, those vanishing people. Fuck that. I don't trust that kind of crap. Taking a little cat lick on the freaking saucer of the ale mug. No, I don't play that shit. That don't work with me. But anyways, and as you see, cultists just move forward. They grab you and they kind of tie you up, and they pick up Leosin, like, because Leosin's not going anywhere. Like, he is just badly injured and he can't move.
Hey, David, I got a question for you. Where is all of the attention in the camp focused? Like, is everyone generally over there? Are the kobolds still, like, in their campment?
Well, there's a generally big group of where the other group is, but it's moved slightly a little bit further down of where the other group was. So it's just a little bit downwards, but we're closer to the other tent. Yeah, you see there's some rabble going on. You see, like, fires being lit. You see people just scattering around, basically, to check out what's going on, basically. And you kind of see them.
The foghorn.
Silent Hill. Oh, no. Anyways, you hear some rabble, like, rabble, 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 rabble.
We just hear that. Say, do you hear those rabble rouses over there? Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
So
Yeah,
Victor,
when
Dempsey turns to Rain, he's like, well, I guess that's Victor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it seems
the good news is that they
time to
seem...
set fire to shit.
Yeah, like, they seem very distracted by him now. We can probably get in the camp without much problem.
Let's set some shit on fire.
So, should we attempt to get closer?
Honestly, I kind of just want to sprint up to the wall and set it on fire. I want to sprint up to that entrance watchtower. That is my goal. I really want that thing dead.
Can we also discern what, like, the attention of the men in the watchtower? Are they focused in on this little spectacle as well?
But anyway, they're kind of noticing it, but they still continue. Like, once again, kobolds are still manning the bottom.
Wait, what was that, David?
Kobolds are manning the bottom, and of course the watchers are still in the watchtowers. Like, they notice what's going on down there, but they still continue doing their routes around the post. Like, they are basically looking around because right now they've been alerted, and they're making sure that there's no, like, they're just checking everything, like, to see if there's any more commotion.
Well, that kind of ruins the point of running up to it and shooting the fire upwards.
Yeah.
I was going to straight up use a fire breath on it.
This is quite a pickle.
Predicament.
Yeah.
Solid Victor wasn't snake enough to go with.
I almost was. I just couldn't get away.
You couldn't try to box in time.
Victor, I want to be brief with you. From two men, and you're telling them, guys, sneak away, carry. Like, I want you to picture yourself.
Because my deception and persuasion suck, I might as well go where my strengths
No, it doesn't. Like, you could try, Victor. You could try, but what you did for Ashes was just pure cartoony. It's not fucking Wild Coyote.
I think that's sort of what we were wanting to.
You're like Daffy.
We were gonna take some serious refuge in the audacity of the situation.
You were like pulling Daffy Duck kind of cartoon shit.
I think that was the plan.
I'm assuming, like, you were wanting him to, like, even if he failed, he should probably try to say something instead of just trying to vanish in front of them.
Like, come on. Okay,
it's worked before.
I'd be so fucking amazed if you did this in real life. Okay, three thugs are looking at you, and your friend is at a corner, and he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. And you come out of the door and be like, guys, wait.
Just turn around and walk out the alley.
You fucking tiptoe, and they bust their bust caps on your asses, and like, what the fuck was that?
Was he trying to?
That's okay. I'm trying to point out to you and why you got caught.
We took too much refuge in the audacity of the situation.
Alright.
Okay, so...
Can I still try to talk my way out of it?
Well, you're tied up at this point.
Yeah, it's a little late for that.
I'm pretty sure negotiations have turned sour.
I think now's our time.
Yeah, you are gagged, like, you're tied up. You're just like, come on, prisoner, let's go.
Oh, my goodness.
Got to you, Victor. Don't worry, we'll get back to you, because this is my favorite part when you get captured. Now let's go to Dempsey and Rain. Rain, you see this commotion. What do? You don't know what's happening down there.
Well, something's clearly gone terribly wrong with the plan. Let's go set fire to shit.
Well, like, we have to go down.
Yes.
Clearly, he is going to die.
30 feet of something.
I honestly feel like the earlier plan of going back was a smarter option now.
It was smarter, but this is way funner.
Absolutely.
Like that's the thing. The choice was between fun or really boring but smart stuff.
Like, basically, we would be doing like the boring stat adjustments of an RPG and gathering supplies, grinding.
Yeah.
Or
we could just go in and knowingly screw everything up.
Okay. I'm also like desperately looking through my items to be like, what can I use? What can I use?
I have fire breath. I don't know what I can use.
Everything requires me to punch people. Like, let's see. Let me get a. Okay, here's a question, David. This is me trying to like bullshit an ability into the situation. I don't know if it'll work or not.
I can't tell you if it will work or not, but you can certainly try.
Okay. Well, since this is well, no, you know what? No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Well, I don't know. Actually, no. It depends.
Might work. Now everyone's captured.
Like, okay, so my rustic hospitality ability basically allows people from well, no, I come from the rank of common folks, so no, that doesn't fit well. Well, since it's their encampment, I guess, like, I'm asking, would they be considered common folk in their own encampment?
Okay.
What's that?
You're looking for common folk?
Yeah, like, I think it's not going to work, so I'm just rambling to myself at this point. Okay, so we know where a lot of the attention is gathered.
Yeah. We're gonna set fire to the half of the encampment that they're not at.
Yes, because that would split their forces. At the same time,
it would also give me a chance to use my fire breath outside of combat.
At the same time, it also seemed... Here's the downside. If he wasn't tied up, we wouldn't have to go get him. Yes, well, that's what we don't know he's tied up. That's right.
Nope.
But it still affects this situation.
The thing. But we do know he's in trouble.
Yes.
Well,
we
actually,
don't know.
I don't even think you know that. You just know that there's something going on, and it might be.
We're assuming you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone started moving. A giant horn went off. We're assuming
like,
something went
people
wrong
don't
on
do
your
that
side.
when normal things are happening. So, let's see.
And clearly, the crowd is moving.
Like, basically, like, this is our chance to actually try and get in, because there's mostly just weak kobolds generally in the area, but they're all generally distracted, except for, like, the watchtower guys are still watching. The kobolds are still kind of looking around, but it's not as focused. It's not as spread out anymore. It's now focused in a specific area.
Yeah, the kobolds guarding the watchtower kind of ruined my plan to just run up and set it on fire.
So I mean,
I really wanted to destroy a watchtower today.
What could we do?
Literally, the only thing we can do is go in there, set something on fire.
Yeah, that's literally like
heroes.
That's the biggest distraction we have.
But at the same time, if the kobolds are still guarding the entrance, how are you going to get through unseen?
Well, as you said, like they're more like just kind of manning the ground area, but like I have a stealth of 2. So I'm currently the most stealthy person.
Is it really worth to put your all's... I mean, there's hundreds, is what he said.
Yeah.
I didn't say.
No... Go ahead.
I didn't say kobolds were guarding an entrance. I only said they were at the bottom of the towers.
Yeah, the towers.
Yeah, the towers.
Okay. So you could maneuver away from the towers.
We could, we can try and stick to the walls and kind of come up behind one of the encampments behind the tents. But, there's still also watchtowers.
What's your stealth range?
Do you really want to ask that?
Is it a negative number?
No, but there's no positive either.
Okay, so it's 0.
It is a flat 0 because I have nothing in dexterity.
Oh, okay. Because, I was gonna say, like...
Which is why I keep making the joke of me just clanking around if I try a stealth roll.
Right.
Because there's no way I'm getting a positive modifier out of this.
Right. Which is the same situation I was in my charisma
but
stats.
unlike you, I don't have a negative in that.
Like, part of me was like, me and you can probably split up and confuse the encampment and split them up into 3 different groups, because there'd be the one where they're at Victor, then there's one where they'd be at the next area, and then one where they'd be with where I am. But then at the same time,
you go set one half of the camp on fire, I'll set the other half on fire.
Basically, but we're also splitting forces, so we will be at a huge disadvantage if we get into a fight.
And plus, I would still be bound and
on the
tied
cliff? Hold on.
with some enemies
Aren't
around me.
Dempsey's still on the 2 cliffs?
Yeah, we've not moved yet.
Like, aren't the 2 of us still on the cliffs? We're not on the slope itself.
We're like mind melding right now, a plan.
But no, here's the thing. I'm asking that because of a very specific thing that I was able to do last session that I do have a 5 in.
What's that?
Well, we have 60 feet of rope, and I've got a +5 to athletics, and there's a cliff. See what I'm getting at? I'm gonna mountain climb in reverse.
So you're going to repel.
Repel.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the word. It's 9:30, and I have not been at 100% today.
So you want to try and climb down another area in reverse.
I want to rappel down to the ground and set the camp on fire from behind.
That actually isn't a bad idea, because then we can kind of bypass a certain area, but there's... The only downside...
But how long would it...
And between the 2 of us, there is 120 feet of rope.
And, well, I mean, how long would it take you to move along that, you'd have to get up onto the cliff, maneuver around it to get
I was assuming we were on the cliff to begin with, and I'm not going all the way behind the cliff. We're near the slope as far as
the
I'm
rim
aware,
of the crater,
but we're still
basically.
on the cliff. Yeah. But 1, I'm not going all the way around the camp. 2, who said I was going to do it in a stealthy manner?
Well, I didn't say anything about stealth.
So, Rain, what are you wanting to do?
Well, between the 2 of us, we have 120 feet of rope with which, for me to scale down a cliff with. And I guess you can ride on my back.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
And let's see, we're still going to be near the entrance to begin with, by the way.
We're just trying not to come from an open area, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
We're trying to go down where we won't be on the slope, so that we can get to the actual walls of the encampment.
Okay.
Because I'm not walking down that slope in chainmail.
Yeah.
And rolling stealth.
In the most obvious area to walk in.
Yes, the
Okay.
only area to walk in.
Gotcha.
And there's no
sense.
mountains for me to collapse on them, so...
So I guess... So, David, if we were to do this climbing down in reverse action... how far down would this be?
That's another thing. That's why I said between the two of us, we have 120 feet of rope. I don't actually know how far down it goes. So I'm using both our ropes.
Once again, this whole crater is a slope. It's 150 feet down this slope.
I think that's more of a valley than a crater, David.
Yeah. But right now, you guys are on a plateau. You're on this big hill, basically. You're using the rock. You're using the rocks as cover right now.
Okay.
Of it, you have vegetation. There's vegetation right there, but all around, and there's vegetation.
Life.
There's life, but you can't tell because right now you guys don't have like the dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. Neither of us have dark vision.
That's the thing I should have mentioned. Like, it's dark. Like, you guys were waiting until nightfall. You don't know what's on the other side. You don't know this map area very well. Of guessing at this point.
And like all we can really tell is that
there's
like
jumping off rocks.
There's like glowing of lights in the encampment. Essentially, is what we can see.
Yep.
Okay.
And we can see a darker prong of masses moving. That's about all we can see.
Damn it, Victor.
But there's another thing. We did have ample time to actually figure out where anything is to use as a landmark.
Yeah.
Because we waited, what? It was still afternoon when we started waiting.
So now, if we weren't going to use the main entrance, which is a safer slope to go down, that would mean that there is a slightly rougher area to go down that they would not be looking towards, correct, David?
A more dangerous and more awesome area.
I mean, I'm not talking about a cliff, but just generally, it's not as choke pointy.
Choke pointy? Let's say no.
So then, like, there's no real entrance. There's just like a hill you can walk down in this entire encampment.
Yep, there's a hill.
Okay.
There's like a path on the western side of the encampment.
Okay, so the path is basically the entrance we are referring to, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so, that makes so much more sense.
And then that's where the horseshoe, as I explained, like a horseshoe, like the crater of the horseshoe, and on the western side, it has that mouth, and that's where they've been coming in and out from.
Okay, gotcha. So, okay. Like in a visual comparison, would it be like if you had like a marketplace and that was kind of like where all the tents kind of came together and you would enter and exit through that area?
Like in that particular area where the mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many tents there, but because they kind of use that area to, as you can see, they're like where the horses are, the carts are, like where they're taking off all the supplies is, and where the raiders come in and out from. No, the tents don't block that area.
Okay.
So there's more room where the mouth is of where they are coming from.
Okay.
Up from like the outer side of the crater and in the middle of where the tents are.
Okay. So I mean, I guess sneaking around so basically, like, Rain, what it sounds like, we can just walk from any general direction. We just don't have to follow that pathway. And they might be looking towards that area because that's just where more stuff kind of is, but it's not really blocking it. So, I mean, we could just walk up and just set a tent on fire as far as I can tell, but...
Or several, since I have 30 feet worth of breath.
Alright. So what we could attempt to do is...
No matter what happens, the plan ends in setting something on fire.
Basically.
Or death. One of those two. Preferably the first one.
goodness. So, Rain, right or left of the camp? I'm thinking right, because I think that's where the kobolds are, I think.
I think so, yeah. So yeah, I guess let's go right.
Yes, okay.
Right is where the cultists are.
Cultists.
Oh.
I thought they were in the far back.
No, they're in the far left.
Oh, far left. Wait.
Far right. You just said
yeah,
right.
you're confusing because you said far left.
I
and you
said
far
left.
Right. Okay, and then we were going to go left.
Right.
But you said that's where the right is where the you said right is where the cultists are, and then you said they're to the left.
I'm getting the map mixed up in my mind again.
Yeah, it kind of mixed up my version of the map too.
Okay.
Everything just reversed itself when you said the kobolds are on the right.
Cultists are on the right, on the end of where the horseshoe is, and on the mouth where on the left is where the kobold patches are.
Okay, so the left is where we want to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
Left
Here's the
easier fights.
Here's the funny predicament for me is that I want to roll stealth,
and so do I.
But I have a giant dragon man behind me.
Yeah, who does not have any modifiers to stealth, and is wearing chainmail.
I guess it doesn't hurt to roll stealth.
Roll stealth if you want.
All right, so we're going to start moving forward towards the left side of the camp, away from the cultists, more towards where the kobolds would be.
All
right. Hey.
I do have a question. Are you going into the campment or just at the outer
outer realm of it, yes.
Let's see what I can get.
Damn!
Hey.
That's one stealthy dragon! Damn!
Dun, 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 dun,
I just want to point out all this waffling and worrying about it not working.
Oh.
And then I roll a 20 like I do in every skill I don't have proficiency in.
But you said you had disadvantage, right?
No, I never said that. I said I had no modifiers.
Oh, modifier. Wait, you're wearing heavy armor, though.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Shit.
So you gotta roll a disadvantage for your stealth.
Yep.
Shit.
Well, the good news is that you're a big, scary dragon thing that breathes fire.
Like, I don't care about your modifier. I care about you having disadvantage.
Oh, well, that
17.
still works.
Wow.
Still works. Still works.
Nice.
Like, never doubt the dice.
I didn't quite disappear,
Unless you're
but...
Victor.
Again, I'm genuinely surprised. All this waffling, and it works.
At least you all, like...
I think I should just stop worrying about skills I don't have proficiency in, because it seems to end better than ones I do.
But anyways, you all sneak at the outer edge, like, with ease. Like, the commotion's more of the inner than in the outer ridge. So, you guys are fine. Basically, you just sneak with ease.
Okay, so here's an idea, Rain. Should we set, like, a fire now, and then move forward, and then just start setting more fires as we move around the campment?
Well, it depends, I think, on what you're using to set your fire with.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm using my fire breath to set it on fire...
Like, how far can you spray your fire breath?
30 feet in a 5-foot line.
Okay.
And how many times can you do it? Like, is it
once?
You can do once a day.
Right.
I have torches.
No, not
and
day, per rest.
Oh, per rest. Yeah, that's right.
And we haven't rested. Didn't you use it in the last fight?
Yeah, but we rested. We had a short rest after that.
We rested between the two fights. Otherwise, I'd have 3 health still.
Well, I was just wondering if it was like if the condition was a long rest or a short rest.
And it's both. That's the thing. All of my abilities recharge on either rest, as long as it's finished.
Well, I was just making sure. I just want to make sure that you could do it. Is all I'm saying. Because I am the one that is like currently captured. I realize it's my fault, but I know that you're trying to cause a distraction. I just want to make sure that the distraction is going to work, and it's not like, oh well, I can't do that because I haven't rested a specific amount of time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could also. I don't know how if this would work though. We could line. From where we are, David, how close are like these tents together?
Close to the tents are? Well,
together is what he said. How close are they together?
Oh, together? You look.
Because you said that there was no real organization.
Yeah, there's no organization. Most of them are like 15 feet apart and 20 feet apart. But the kobolds, their tents are a little bit small, so they're a little bit closer. It's just like a hive, basically, like a dragon hive on their end. So it's just like patch.
I can point my fire breath in one direction and set an amount of tents on fire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we could, like, how flammable is hemp rope? Because we can do like a fuse, basically, I guess.
Just letting you guys know. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. Just not.
Rain, what do you got?
I was gonna set the tents themselves on fire.
And we do have this option too, like.
Is there a brazier nearby that we can knock over?
Like a rock?
Okay, I think I want to roll.
Brazier. No.
There is.
The kobolds are disappointingly low tech.
They are very low tech.
So like we're essentially behind their tents at this point.
Oh, did you go down?
What?
Yeah.
You went down to their tents, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. We were traveling the inner rim of the crater towards the back of their tents.
For some reason. Never mind. Anyways, continuing on. Yeah, you guys are just near the tents, basically, and you kind of see them kind of, like, moving and scampering about.
Okay.
Like, yipping, yapping. And, as you kind of see, their tents are a little bit different than the raiders' camps, basically. Their camps... their little tents are made of fur, patches of fur, like rabbit's fur.
Oh, very flammable. Deliciously flammable.
It'll smell nice.
Burnt fur does not smell nice.
Well,
burnt hair in general.
I was thinking of like crispy skin, but you know.
Yeah.
All right. And it would burn for a minute too.
Yeah.
Well, hair burns kind of fast, though.
Well, yeah, but like the skin...
hide of the hide would burn a little bit longer.
Because it's mostly fat.
Well, if they made a tent out of it, then the fat is gone. They've tanned it.
Yes, but...
It's just the skin. There's no fat left in it. It's the whole point of tanning is to get rid of all substance except for the skin layer. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you enjoy being tying up, Victor?
Yeah.
Do you want us to set you on fire while we're at it? But yes,
Right.
What I'm saying is that the leather would burn longer than cloth, but I mean, it itself wouldn't provide any fuel.
All right, so this is the predicament here, because like, should we start a fire now, Rain, or should we try and venture in a little further? Because we'll basically be setting a fire pretty much near where we'll need to be escaping. Because we're still kind of near that. We're just kind of like away from the pathway behind the tents at this point, from what I gathered.
We could move in a little further.
That might be a good idea.
I don't want to take our chances and move to like the front of the tents, though.
Yeah, absolutely not. David, would we have to roll stealth again, or can we continue with what we had rolled?
I will continue what you have because you guys just, you were being careful while you were going down the slopes to the kobold side.
Okay. So we're
We'll
just
keep
moving
that up.
a little further, like, along the tents.
Yeah. I will only ask you if you do any other actions after that.
Okay. So, like, if we break apart from what we were doing. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, so where are we generally at now?
Can we just back up here a second? So you're saying that I could have kept that original 21 or 19 or 21 and not had to roll again? Shit.
Someone sounds mad at himself.
It's okay. It happens to all of us.
Alright, continuing on.
If we survive this, it's a good thing to note for future reference. Alright, so the stealthiest Dragonborn and Monk alive.
Yeah, how am I so stealthy?
are sneaking along the tents of the kobolds.
I'm just imagining Hit and Run from the Season 12 soundtrack for Red vs. Blue playing.
So, gathering from where we are now, since we're even a little further along the rim of the tents, where would the cultist tents be in relation to that?
Cultists, they'd be on the far right of where you guys are at. But right now you can't see it because you're at the slope of it, so... It's
basically difficult to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see tents.
That's right, I completely forgot. I also forgot to mention, since you were in kobold territory, you see a lot of bones and scraps and junk everywhere in this place. How about that? Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to tell you.
It's just that one little detail.
It's like, there's a lot of dead things around here.
Like, every detail matters, because, you never know what a player is going to do with that.
Depending on what the scraps exactly entail, we could set those on fire too, to help spread it out a bit.
Yeah.
Bone and feces, basically.
Well, I'm sure the smell would be distracting.
Hey, is the feces dried or fresh?
Very fresh.
The fact that this is important.
Like, very dookie light.
It is important because if it's dry, then you can use it as a fuel source. A long-lasting fuel source.
I was just going to add it to the fire for the smell.
Just to make them go like, oh, this is awful.
Well, yeah. I
mean, this is a terrible fire.
Anyways, Dempsey...
It would burn for a long time, is what I'm saying. But since it's fresh, it wouldn't.
Well, we just really need it to burn long enough to distract them. We need it to keep their attention, but not for it to burn for the next week and a half.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't burn for a week and a half. Just...
Who knows? Maybe a kobold would get set on fire. Spread it to the others.
It's like we're kind of... So we can kind of like, can we peek from behind like any tents to like see generally what kobolds are doing in this area?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Give me a perception if you want.
Perception roll. That means I lose my 18.
Yeah, I really don't want to risk it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he said that they were basically already just kind of like
just scurrying around and stuff.
Not really doing anything.
Doing kobold things.
Okay. So, Rain, do you think we're far enough in, or should we continue sneaking along the edge of the tents?
I think we're far enough in, and we shouldn't push it.
Yeah, I think so too. Shut up, words with friends. I don't have friends.
Oh, look! That person has friends! Get him!
Dempsey's phone rings.
He's playing a triple word score!
I forgot to set that to vibrate. Oh no.
Okay, let's just turn that off. Let's just mute
He forfeited his stuff! Get him!
Okay, mute. There we go. Okay.
I think if it goes off again, it should actually count as a disadvantage.
Please no.
That magic rune stone is making noise.
But, you know, we are going to lose the stealth the second I breathe fire.
Yes. Like, okay, I have torches and stuff and things.
But I don't want us to be seen before the fire.
Yeah, like, I can start lighting torches and setting something on fire. I know you can just straight up just blast something on fire.
Yeah.
Should I, like, put some torches down, like, toward, like, I don't know. I could, like, throw them towards other tents, I guess. as you like blow your fire. That way we can try and spread as much like fire as possible.
If we can get as much fire as possible, that's more distracting.
All right,
and it'll catch their attention better.
And then we'd pretty much lose our stealth after that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't want you to blow it before we actually started setting things on fire.
And the other downside, though, is there's kobolds around, but some of them are probably intense. Some of them are probably just running around. So we're gonna get the attention.
I'm sure one or two of them are just like, this is not worth it, and just went to sleep.
We're gonna get the attention of somebody.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I'm hoping for. I want to kick someone into a burning tent.
So I guess...
Yeah, because, I mean, you also have to keep in mind that there's still hundreds of enemies around. And if you want to make sure that it's going to draw the most attention.
Yeah, that's why we're going to make the fire as big as we can.
Otherwise, you guys are just going to be in the same boat that I'm in. Get captured.
Just letting you know...
they have enough rope to tie me down?
What's that, David?
You know what? To decide what your plan of action is, I'm going to go back to Victor because he's been hanging for a bit. Also, Victor, congratulations. I actually hanged you behind him. Actually, Leo sent, so now you're like steak buddies.
Steak buddies?
It's like
the life of Brian, but like they're behind each other.
Yeah, you guys are steak buddies. They couldn't find like an extra steak for you. It would take too long just to assemble one, but they just tied you back to back to each other basically. And one of the cultists, as he was hanging up on you, he's like, our mistress will have a word with you later. Oh wait, sorry,
so
I got that wrong.
BDSM.
No, he.
Death by snoo.
Hang around for a bit, mistress.
Did he just seriously say hang around?
Yes, I did.
Roll to groan. I love how the laugh just peters out.
And he just walks away.
He just turns on his heel and walks off.
And he goes to his cultist friend. He's like, "That was sick, bro. That was sick. That was pretty sick indeed." I totally understand.
Okay, let me just get kind of a read of the situation here. He's gone, but everybody else is still there, right? Or did they leave with him?
And a couple are left with him, but right now you kind of see more people kind of surveying the area a little bit, but they kind of disperse just a little bit. It's like a quick gander around just to make sure there's no other people, stragglers around behind them. So,
okay.
Anyways, a few minutes goes by and you kind of see that, like, sniffing about and looking at you. They kind of throw like rocks at you, and you kind of hear them muttering in their language, just mocking you, like how you, like it looks like you're an idiot getting captured and trying to rescue this monk. And scurry your way, and a little bit quiet, and you kind of hear the laughter and the mocking kind of disappear, like fade away off in the distance. And Leosin kind of, you hear him turning his head out, and like he says,
nothing.
Riveting.
Hold on.
He just stares at you.
Yeah, I'm all right.
This
is going all according to plan. I'm just trying to keep a brave front because I don't want this guy to like freak out and like get discouraged. You know what I mean?
I feel like he'd
trying to keep his morale up.
I feel like he'd more be like, "So you were going to rescue me, huh?"
Pretty much.
What a great rescue this turned out to be.
Told you. One must be careful around here. Checking my sight. Besides, this area is lit up, so there's no point in trying to rescue me.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
Just waiting until everything dies down a little bit. So far,
I think we
to
missed
be honest,
that. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
To be honest, I actually, as I was using this as an advantage for me and to help the others back in Greenest. By the way, I'm sorry. My name is Leosin.
Victor.
Oh, Victor.
So you got yourself into this situation?
Well,
or are you just taking advantage of your current situation?
Well, frankly, I get captured and I got bugs on the head and noggin. And as you can tell, I've been beaten up pretty badly. But the mission I was here for was just trying to get information of and an idea of what the cultists are up to. I thought if I be a prisoner long enough, I could and hear some information of what these babbling idiots are saying. And of course, if they drink their mead, they start to rabble of words, and I thought I'd take advantage of it in due time, but and yeah.
I love how awkward this conversation is. Meanwhile, with the other two, everything is burning.
Have you learned anything of any importance?
Frankly not. The only thing I've learned so far is conducting a plan, but I don't know what it is. If only I was free from this and exploring the camp and figuring out what these saying, I would know what they're saying, but I'm stuck here. But the only thing I do know is they know how to punch, beating stick, and whipping the shit out of you, basically, and I'll be limping for weeks after that. So, how's your day?
You know, just hanging around.
Oh God!
Quality comedy here.
All right, so
roll to groan.
So he's tied behind me on the stake, right? What direction is he facing, and what direction am I facing? Like, is he facing towards the entrance, or is he facing towards like the south side or the north side of the camp? Like,
it's facing towards where they are at the moment. You're facing back where the cultists were leaving.
Okay, so I can see the cultists where they left.
Yep.
Is that the side that their camp is on, or is their camp like?
You know where their camp is. It's basically it's pretty visible because their camp is a little bit more.
Right. I know like the general location, but like, am I looking at it? Like, am I in that direction? I'm just trying to get my.
Yeah, you're looking at
my
it.
bearing.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you see anything? What do you see over there? Are there any guards? Are we alone?
Frankly, we are alone, but there's a bit of a troll. They usually come by here once in a while. All I do know is that they are being high alert right now, but I would say this alertness would die down soon. I don't know how long it would last, but it should die down soon. I mean, I don't know. Enough, and surely they would forget about us. But I'm more worried when they're bringing back their leader, deciding our fates after this.
All right. Do I still have my gear on me, or did they take that?
They stripped you out of your weaponry and gear.
Shit. All right. So I'm gonna need to get that back at some point.
Yep.
All right. So basically, I have nothing to like cut my bindings with then.
Not the Decepticons or the Cobra Commander unit. It'd be like, you idiots! You forgot to strip them!
All right. Well, there's no sense in waiting on those two idiots because who knows how long their distraction's going to take. This is me talking to me, not me talking to Victor.
They're probably just gonna set something on fire.
Let me see. Is there anything that I could roll that could help me get out of this situation?
Can I roll Deus Ex Machina, please?
Can I roll to have plot armor?
If you want.
Alright, so wouldn't this be kind of... Alright, so I'm fighting for my survival. Could I use a survival to try to untie myself? Because I am currently...
Survival's more for tracking and knowing the terrain and foraging food.
All right. What about an acrobatics to kind of Vin Diesel myself? You know, put my shoulders out of place, crawl up the pole, and.
I'm sorry. I think I had a 3-second brain aneurysm. Did you say fucking Vin Diesel acrobatics your way out?
Yeah, you know, you never seen Pitch Black, where he dislocates his shoulders and pops them over the bar that they've tied him to.
I think David just died.
I think this entire session has been let's throw out as many ridiculous plans as we can to try and get out of this.
Okay. Alright.
That isn't to say that our plan isn't ridiculous. Our plan is stupid.
You can acrobatics out, you can wiggle your way out. I will give you that.
I mean, I didn't necessarily mean dislocate my shoulders and do that. I just mean, could I? If
you want to, though, go ahead.
To try to get myself free, is what I'm asking.
You can get yourself free. You can try to get yourself free.
All right, so I'm gonna try it. Because I don't really have to.
But
oh well.
I slide down the pole and get a bunch of splinters.
But hold on. I wouldn't use acrobatics. I wouldn't use acrobatics.
They have glued you to the pole.
I would say maybe would be your best bet because you're sliding your hand out of something. You're sliding.
So slide a hand. Okay, I'll try that. 14.
14. Yeah, you try to hard on the bindings on the rope, but they right now they're very tight. But you have where your hand is basically. So you're being hung and you're just struggling to get out, and you're just I can break these cuffs.
You can't untie that rope.
Unfortunately, with your attempt to do that, it wasn't very successful. These bindings were meant to keep people hung and not to escape. It was a good attempt, though.
I mean, I'm just imagining this whole conversation going on while in the background fires are just slowly sprouting up.
Well, I mean, it would be way in the background, though.
I know, but it's every once in a while you just see a fire.
Well, I can't see anything. That would be on his side. I'm facing the opposite direction.
It's just what the fuck is happening?
But anyways, Leo, right. The other two, I want to know what they're doing. Anyways, you two, what are you doing?
All right, so I guess that I am preparing. So I guess I have.
You're making torches.
Yeah, I should light. So I can only hold 2 torches because I have 2 hands. So
you can hold more, but that's the risk of burning your head off.
Yeah, or
you can Zolo it and carry one in your mouth.
Could try and become a juggler. But
I think that would be more distracting than the actual fire.
They'd be
and that's
they're ooh.
That's when Lewis is like, "Don't worry, Victor. Always look on the bright side. Always look on the bright side of life."
In the distant background, holy shit, the camp's on fire.
Always look on the light side of life.
Okay, so I have 2 lit torches in my hands.
When life seems
and I'm preparing to burn things.
So I'm going to
laugh and dance and sing.
I'm preparing to throw these 2 torches towards tents in the opposite direction of where Rain's going to blow his fire. And when he throws his fire, I'm going to throw them in that direction.
Yeah. And I am going to breathe my 30-foot line of fire between 2 rows of tents.
Okay, yeah.
Like instead of just on the side of one row.
So, Dempsey, you light up 2 torches, and you're all, like, you know, preparing for, like... I don't know what you guys are preparing for, but okay.
No, I'm actively setting it on fire now.
Okay, you breathe. What are you breathing again? I forgot you breathing. Fire. Okay, there we go.
Dragonborn. 5 by 30-foot line of fire.
Anyways,
acid would be cooler, but fire is cool.
So you guys do it now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. 2 torches into the ring of the tents, and you see and hear the rain breathe his flames on the tents and everything. I might roll for this. It's on
Suddenly,
fire.
everything goes to hell.
Pretty much everything, like here. Oh, it'll be nice. Oh, it's good. Are now on fire, basically, and you kind of see these little kobolds kind of, you know, scratching their heads, and they're like, then they kind of notice, like, panicking, and like, oh, there's like somebody, and they're all like arguing each other, like, who brought a torch in the tent, and whoever did that are idiots.
There's just like 2 tents with a torch in each of them.
So, and
What was that, David? I think you cut out on us.
they're all frantically looking around, basically, to see what's going on, and right now they got
torches.
Yeah, and right now they're just like throwing dirt on the tents, but the flames just grow bigger and bigger. And you see this one little kobold like saying, like looking on his face is like, that was my tent. It had stuff in it.
Why? Why did it have to be this way?
Be this way. Then you see this one kobold just reaching out while the other 2 are like pulling him back, and he reaches out, and you see this little baby kobold like saying, "Papa, Papa."
I feel so horrible now.
Get out of the fire. And he's like, no, oh, my son, no. Realize he doesn't have a son, and that was just a regular kobold.
he was just hugging on a slightly shorter kobold than him.
Yeah, the kobold runs out of the tent just screaming in agony.
Okay, so...
Guys caught on fire. Now, as that's happening, you kind of see that more of the kobolds are sprouting out more rapidly. Like, the numbers are just like, you know, they're working together, just dousing the flames, basically. But now, as you can see, like, are increasing, and they're just searching around. They're investigating the area of, like, what has happened, basically.
So are things still generally on fire?
Oh,
things are very much on fire.
Okay.
Let me see if they did. Nope, more fire.
Another torch to the pyre.
They throw dirt on the torch. More fire comes from the torch.
It turns out they threw sulfur at it.
Oh no, the dirt's flammable.
Wait, no, that was sulfur.
All right. Okay, what can we do from here, Ray? Like we're kind of like in the shit of it.
Set more things on fire.
Like you can't breathe anymore, right?
No, but I can throw 2 more torches.
Yes, and I have plenty of torches. Yeah, so I threw 2 torches, so I'm down to 8 torches. So let me fix that. Oh, by the way, how is our visibility?
Billy, well, you guys did
smoke.
Well, you guys did stand up and did breathe fire, so your visibility is kind of...
Oh, no, I mean, like, how far can we see now? Like, what is lit up now? Like, we should be able to see a little better now, at least.
Oh yeah,
on
you
the
see.
counter, I think we would see worse.
Oh yeah, I thought I already described it. You see like lots of kobolds just frantically moving about and they're investigating the area.
Okay, so so we have
you see them.
Oh, go ahead.
Going generally like coming to your direction.
Okay.
Because they're trying to figure out where this line of fire came from, basically.
Okay. What can we do to throw them like in more disarray? Okay.
And also those actions to keep in mind. So if you guys want to hide again, now's the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably sneak away while we can.
Yeah, so we'll have to roll stealth now because we've already used up our stealth essentially.
Yep.
All right, so let's
do
roll.
like anything. Like disengage you from stealth.
Okay.
Yeah. You roll first. Oh, that's how this is going.
Well, we just pulled a victor.
Okay, yes, but we did it way more awesomely than you did.
Rain. Oh wait, you did. Never mind. That is a disadvantage. I forgot about that. That's good.
I kept it on disadvantage.
It's stealth, but I just have a question. Where are you guys going?
That's actually a good question.
That's a good point. We were about to sneak back out, weren't we?
No, because we still gotta get.
We
still gotta try and gather Victor and
yeah, we've got to get Victor and Leo.
So maybe we're continuing along the edge of the tents to try and basically work our way, basically the long way around to get to the tents because we're trying to cause as much chaos as possible.
All right.
Yeah, too bad that didn't work out too well, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways, you all you guys just move away because right now the kobolds are just like at this moment trying to fucking put out the flames out of their encampment, basically, or their little hive.
Right, so they don't see us?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yay!
We're so lucky that fire is working so well.
Yeah, no kidding. I wasted my fire breath on that. It better have been good.
Yeah, let's see. Well, we can continue with the same crappy stealth that we have, or we can try and roll again, I guess. Is that how it would work, David?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you guys go along the edges, like getting away from the kobolds, basically.
I don't even think I'm crouched over.
Anyway, no, you're not.
I think I'm just walking.
Dempsey's trying to pull him down a little bit, come on.
You can't even nudge me.
Alright, so
but anyways, as you all go around the the inner ridge of the crater alongside of the encampment, as you continue along, you see a figure coming out, and you kind of hear a, "Hi, you!"
Hi.
Right there.
Oh, were they pointing at us?
Yeah, pointing, and there is 4 men that are kind of staring, looking at the commotion over where the flames are, basically. And goes up to. Oh, this is going to be great. Goes up to Rain.
The most obvious one.
Hi.
Rain is like, you!
Hello.
What's going on over there?
I'm
going away from it.
We were going to get help.
Help?
To help put out the fires?
Want to help them little dragon dogs? I don't give a... did you know what caused it?
No, I don't. One of the kobolds was talking about a torch in a tent. That might have caused it. Should I roll persuasion?
That's actually...
That's why I asked.
I'm gonna prepare to stab him with a spear.
Wait, how can you prepare to stab someone with something that's bigger than a person?
I'm just gonna keep one hand behind me. I'm trying to keep a really diplomatic pose.
Anyways, he looks at you. He's kind of squinting, like, Yeah, I get you right. I mean, kobolds are those little dragon dogs are pretty stupid. Like, why would you bring a torch
Yes,
in
they
a
are rather
tent?
ignorant sometimes.
Oh my god. Guys, did you hear that? Kobold brought a damn torch in a tent. Ah, fucking little dragon lizards.
Yeah, but it can be rather silly.
As you kind of look over the distance, you kind of see the flames kind of dissipate at this moment. Kind of looks over and is like, who's your friend right there? What's he? Why is he all...
He's drunk, ignore him.
Is he drunk? Not drunk enough.
Yes, he could be drunker.
Okay, yes, drunker. Yeah, you want some mead? Best keg we ever stolen. Also, these aren't the original two. That
Yeah,
I would love if it was. Like after like emotion, they just went back to drinking like crazy.
Yeah. They was like, all right, job's done. I'm gonna go back to drinking.
Can't believe that purple guy is trying to take the prisoner back to drinking.
Wait a minute, I know my drinking. That fucker took a sip. Get that son of a bitch.
Alright, so are they talking openly to like Rain and Dempsey at this point?
Yes.
Well, they definitely noticed you.
Because visually, this is how I see it: like Rain standing out in the open, and they're talking to
You're just
him.
crouched down beside
And then
me.
like Dempsey just kind of has like part of like one of the non-flaming tents kind of trying to cover him, and they're like, "What are you doing over there?" He's like, Dempsey kind of like lets the tent go, and he's like, "Oh, you say drank, right, mate?"
Yes, I said drank. You right there, mate? You right?
Sorry, I have a thing for feeling textures. The tent felt nice. That aside, though, friend, you were offering us a drink. That aside, your friend. Go ahead.
Yeah, I get a drink for us, I guess.
All right. Well,
like curiosity, like it raises an eyebrow at you guys.
Well, here's the strange thing. As you heard my friend's story of the torch in the tent, I heard they were trying to. They had stolen some of your drink and brought it in there, and that's what the torch caught fire with. And
that's what happened. Little shits.
Yeah, and so that's kind of where we were.
That would explain why that fire seems to be much bigger than just one tent.
Yeah, I mean that was a large fire. That was a pretty large fire. Dempsey inside has like a very proud feeling of that fire. him and Dempsey are both just like that fire.
Yeah. Rain didn't really bother to stealth so much as walk through and enjoy the fire.
Yeah, my big friend here, clearly he doesn't have to worry about fire as much, but I had to get out of the way before it got worse.
Yeah, a lot of strange things happen. Well, besides from stupid kobolds in their own tent.
Well, I mean, like...
The man that's trying to spring out that monk over there. Stupid idiot tried to sneak off in the middle of being surrounded. It's like, what was he doing exactly? Didn't see him. He was just
that's just silly.
Dempsey puts like his thumb and his forefinger together on his nose, just like he's kind of like, this is how it feels for them when I like accidentally end up dancing in front of an enemy.
ruining our feast and our meats. We were enjoying, and now the whole damn patrols are looking for some mysterious place. I mean, to be frankly, we didn't expect anybody to come, and I guess it'd be that he was talking about. It's a good thing we caught him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Dragon Snout.
Yes?
You wouldn't happen to know. I mean, you're part of the purple wearers, aren't you? I mean, you're a dragon-looking freak. I'm saying it.
You cut out a bit there.
They said Dragon Snout, you freak.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
This is gonna go wonderfully.
You know what's happening in the...
You cut out.
Yeah.
I saw it light up that time.
Oh, damn it.
You wouldn't happen to know what's going in the caverns, would you?
In the what? Wait.
Caverns.
I think my volume might actually be a bit low.
It might be low because my mouth is right where the mic is.
Well, I mean, I had you turned down a little bit. So,
all right.
There we go. What were you saying? The what?
Said, "Oh, dragon happens in the cavern."
Oh, cavern.
No.
You know.
Yeah, I thought he said cabin at first.
That's what I thought
That's
too.
why I asked him to repeat.
The cavern, you dolt of a dragon snout.
You have to forgive him. His kind aren't the brightest.
Yeah.
Christ. God, and I thought you were supposed to be blessed by the faith. I mean, Rasmar chooses or chosen wisely, but you're like a defect or something to report this.
My blessings are more in my strength than my wits.
And you see one of the people in the groups like saying, Well, I hear they're brewing something up in the caverns. You know, every time we, bring an antelope or larger game and to feed the camp, we usually give the bigger portions to the things in the caverns. We don't know what's going on in there, but most of the meats go in there. The greedy sons of bitches.
Oh,
Yes.
you don't like that very much, do you?
Of course not. We're not allegiance to those purple wares. We're just pretty much here to get earn our coin, and they barely pay us that much anyways. They usually take the rest of the general treasures to, I don't know. Well, we don't know what's in there. All I know is those purple wares and those dragon men and dragon dogs go in there in and out doing something. Right, I don't like it. It's stupid.
Is he just shouting that now?
He's on a rant now. We got him worked up.
Dempsey's like, I honestly don't even understand why we're even putting up with this at this point. I mean, you have kobolds stealing meat and setting their tents on fire. They're taking most of the food.
Yes, perhaps you should do something about that. Maybe teach them a little lesson not to steal from you.
How about this? We stay out of the business because I don't want to bring back that, big blue lizard that flew over Greenest. That scared the shit out of me.
Well, I meant the kobolds specifically for stealing from your drinks.
Yeah, because they don't really seem to care about the little rat lizards.
The only thing they're gonna steal is just scraps. They wouldn't even touch the meat if they wanted to. Is they can have the gizzards of a bird of all I care.
Anyways, let's get some drinks, yes? Before we get too off topic here.
Yeah, here's. Anyways, they pour you a tankard, basically, and basically drink up their blood. Dar.
I should point in mind that not only do I breathe fire... This may not actually be a good idea. I do breathe fire, after all. Maybe alcohol isn't a good introduction to my systems.
I don't know.
Meat enthusiast.
Medium.
Meat enthusiast looks at you.
So I'm just going to shotgun it.
Also, Victor's drinking buddy peers over and stares at you. He's like, not drinking any of the mead.
Wait, are you talking about Dempsey? You said Victor.
Victor's drinking buddies. Basically, it's the ones that are like, wait a minute.
Oh, so they're back.
He peers over and looks at Rain and be like,
I'm looking at it and I just shotgun it.
And like,
I just drown a third of the tanker in one go.
Dempsey takes like he doesn't down it all the way, but he does take like a big swig of it.
And you see him doing the, I got my eyes on you.
I would imagine a Dragonborn can hold his liquor rather well.
Got my eye on you, you sippers.
I just raise my tankard towards him.
And Victor and Leo said, Yes, Victor. Victor, are you there? Are you awake? Victor.
You've dialed the wrong number. No.
Victor is not home right now. Please leave a message.
Victor, are you there? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, okay. I guess I must have accidentally hit my mic on mute. I've been talking this entire time. I just assumed you couldn't hear me.
Wait. You've been the whole time we've been setting stuff on fire. You were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't hear you.
Just like you were letting us do our thing.
I felt like really bad because you were just being quiet. Like.
No. I apparently set my mic on mute.
I feel bad because you're probably like, why won't they acknowledge me?
I just thought you were letting us do our thing in the hopes that we would see you.
No, I've been writing away and talking, and
oh my god,
that you couldn't hear me.
That's so funny.
Because I actually asked a question, I couldn't figure out why it wasn't getting answered, but I guess that is
So what was your question?
it was when you set the fire. Did they cut off their route of escape, or
no? We moved further into a
site. And the way David explained it to us is that there's just so much space between everything that like,
okay,
you couldn't just set everything on fire.
Because I didn't want you to set something on fire then not have a way to get out should you get caught at that point. But
I will say though that we're pretty much in the exact same position you were in, but we only used stealth for like a little bit of it.
Succeeding.
But then we just used fire to get to the point that we're at.
I am so happy that 11 persuasion went through.
Oh,
that was a concerning one.
So
I was preparing to stab him.
Yes, I'm here. What's up? I'm not asleep.
Victor. Victor, are you there?
Yeah.
Victor.
What's up?
Victor!
What?
No. Very miniature fires. It's like something has happened over there.
Oh. I think I know the cause of that. I've got two idiot friends here, who apparently thought it would be a good idea to light fires in a camp full of hundreds of enemies.
That is
so much for stealth.
Stealth is an option when we're around, and it's not one we take.
We're probably all going to end up captured by the end of the night. So you're going to have two new
You're going to need a lot of rope.
We're going to have some steak mates here in a minute.
I believe that, Victor.
Steak mates.
But right now, I believe they set the fires over on the kobold side, and frankly, they pissed off the kobolds, and now they're frankly looking around.
Okay.
But hopefully, will not be caught. Because right now they don't.
Go ahead, sorry.
Have the advantage because nobody knows who. Well, except for you. I mean, you're captured at this moment. But frankly, none of the people know who your friends are or where they are in the encampment. As long as they don't. Kobolds don't remember any familiar faces from before. Then got it so easily.
Well, there's only been one survivor. Like a meta character here, there's only been one survivor so far.
Who's the survivor?
Remember Koboldy?
Yeah, Koboldy the Kobold. Yeah.
He's still alive somewhere.
That was so long ago.
Oh.
I barely remembered him.
Okay.
He's the only one that's been able to consistently survive us, and that's just because Rochelle sent him away.
Oh, that's right, because she keeps making him think that she's God.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that he shouldn't attack us.
You know what's funny? If Balti would actually help her in this dire situation.
I know!
Yeah.
Like,
He
that was
I'm so sad she's not here.
That was like one of the things I was really wanting to do is get Koboldy back into the fold of things.
Because Koboldy could have helped us out so much.
No, but she is not here, and if she did come back, I would never use Koboldi. He's gone.
Alright, so, Victor to Leo. Did it seem to draw any more attention away? or are we still in a relative same situation that we were before?
Know what's going on or what your friends are doing, but they did, nest, and right now the kobolds are a little bit pissed off right now.
I don't think we so much kicked the hornet's nest so much as we punched it with a gun.
Yeah, the hornets are really pissed off at this point.
The hornets are angrier than hornets usually are, which is saying something.
I think I'm going to try another sleight of hand to try to get myself out.
Let's be careful.
It's really the only thing that I have left to do. 19.
Nice.
Thanks. You get one hand free.
It's the bindings I have in this book. Where's my DMG? DMG. The bindings.
I would love it if it was like he was endowed with the speed force. He vibrated at such a frequency, his hands just went through the rope.
Go. That's the page again. Gotta go back.
I would say this is probably like the most like tense and intentionally like trying to figure out what's going on session we've ever had.
This is also the most ballsy Victor's been all the campaign.
You don't see me.
I would have loved for that 24 to stick on that, though. That would have been hilarious. Just
Like-
the cultist monologuing, and then poof, he's gone.
It's like, wait, where'd it go?
I would love to actually see that. I would love to see that actually
I forgot
animated.
that the chainmail was heavy armor. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about the heavy armor thing.
All right.
Nice.
Sure. You managed to get your hand out free.
Just one?
Yep, just one.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Your hand is free at the moment, and
It's
now
not
you
sleight of hands.
you're up one
Yes.
hand though.
have one free hand, and with that one free hand, you can use that to get yourself free.
Okay. Alright, I think I'll do that. Do I need to roll anything for that, or...?
Pretty easy. As long as you have a free hand, you can get yourself
Alright.
out.
So then I'm gonna untie myself, and... Alright, I'm gonna untie him.
Right.
As well.
Are you trying this again?
I just assumed you two were bound by the same rope.
I just realized we basically just went back in time. Except now Dempsey and Rain are drinking in the encampment.
Victor kind of like hesitantly like says you're trying to untie yourself. Like, what's happening back there?
Oh, shit. Okay. So that was to me.
Yep, that was
All
to
right,
you.
so then, all right, should I do a perception to see if they're coming back to me, or because I can't say, oh no, they're not coming back, because I don't know if they're coming back or not.
Roll perception.
All right, 12.
Well, as you can appear within the lighting of the area in the darkness, you kind of see that the cultists are nowhere to be seen as they were kind of going to the general direction to get their masters. Anyone in your sight of view, so it's clear on your side.
Okay. I'm all clear over here. How about you?
He kind
You
of
see
looks
anything?
like by the belligerent idiots drinking their mead. Pretty much it. Drastic. Do you have a plan?
Okay.
Wait, so are they literally like 20 feet away from us this whole time?
No. They are.
He said idiots drinking mead, and I'm like, wait a second, they can see us?
That's just
No, not you
everybody.
idiots. The other idiots.
This is everybody in
Alright.
general drinking mead.
All right.
The camp's on fire, but we're having some good mead here.
All right. So let me do some thinking here. All right. Are there any tents near us, or are we like near the edge of the camp, or are we like more in the center of the camp and surrounded by tents?
You're more in the center of the outer reach. Let me think this. You know what? I'm just going to look at the map because I always have this memorized, but not anymore. How many times do I have to look at this? Oh, here it is. So basically, you're not surrounded by tents, but you are near an encampment, basically.
Okay. Well, the reason why I was asking is because if we were, not in the center, then I would say my plan would be to move along the outside, along the edge of the camp, or along the edge of the valley or gorge that we're in, towards the entrance, instead of trying to maneuver through the main thoroughfare.
All right.
Because that was too risky before, and I'm gonna take advantage of that. So, well, I'll still roll a stealth, right?
All right.
All right. Please be good. 12.
Oh,
Just wait the 12s and 11s today.
Need more 12s. But anyways, I'm going to stick with that 12. So you definitely do whatever.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're gonna move along the outside edge of the camp towards the entrance. I don't like the. Okay. So do I keep going, or?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. So you're gonna keep the 12 then?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to roll it? Okay.
Even
We're
it.
gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. See if we can get out of here.
Anyways, you, Leosin, basically, helping him getting down as you kind of looking around quietly, hastily, trying to get him down. And Leosin is to step down. Basically, you kind of see him limping is like, damn, my leg. I can still move. But what is our course of action? Where are we going?
Well, last I know, we were... My friends were on the outside of camp, so, if we can get there, we might be able to meet up with them and get out of here. Get you some help back to your people. But if not, I guess we can sit around and wait for them, because I am not going back in there. If we get out.
Right.
So yeah. Or if we get out, then, and if I have to go back in, I'll leave you here, or not here, but there, and see what I can do. But we're gonna make there first and see if they're there.
Right. Hopefully they are there. The encampment, for all I know, but you say. And anyways,
you're in no condition to stay and fight, and you're our priority. I'm sure they'll understand.
Of course. Good. But we must make haste. Who knows when the patrol comes back?
I trust this guy. I didn't like that. Good.
Good. You go along inside. Wait. Anyways, meanwhile, Dempsey and Rain, you're all having a good time and chatting up with these guys. You don't even know them, but they're just like conversing with one another.
Dempsey and Rain, drunk as shit.
They're basically, playing games, playing dice, basically, and all that fun stuff.
Let's see here. Dempsey kind of like scans around, trying to see if he can see Victor or any or the person they were looking for, but he's not really seeing anything. And he kind of leans over to Rain. He's like, "Do you see them?" And then he like awkwardly like takes another chug of mead just to keep up like the illusion that he's drinking with them.
Rain drowns you another third of the tanker. No, I don't. This is some good mead.
Knowing Victor, he can probably, if he's in a bad spot, he can probably, I don't know, he'll probably just try and walk away from somebody like they don't see him. But that might work. I don't know.
Yes, that is very much him thing.
We could. I have an idea for. He's like trying to like not be too obvious that he's just talking to Rain about something. He's like, I have an idea for another distraction.
Does it involve knocking them out?
Possibly, but not in the way you're thinking. He goes, one.
Yeah, I was thinking just bashing their head into the table and then running off.
He's like, how did you know what I was thinking? No.
But aren't you still in sight of like the other two, like my?
Oh, absolutely.
I was gonna knock him off, and then I was gonna throw you.
But
so you'd have to knock out those two, and then knock out the other two.
But anyways, Dempsey like kind of looks over at like the increasingly frustrated and angry kobolds as their encampment was burning down. We can either poke the hornet's nest some more over there and get these men riled up, like we want to just start fucking with them, basically. Yeah, we're just some drunk assholes who are just throwing rocks and stuff at kobolds. They may be able to join in. My other idea is maybe we can start a little a drunken fight club.
I like both of those options.
I think the safest, well, I don't know if it's the safest option. It depends on.
Neither of these are safe.
Yeah, they're all pretty risky, but they're also pretty good spectacles. One of them's an actual spectator sport. So if we do a fight club, and it would be easy to get drunk people to just want to start fighting.
Yes.
So Kelly's like, so what do you think? Fight club?
Fight club.
All right. Dempsey kind of like stands up and like takes his he like clips off like the polders and like takes his vest off and goes, all right, I'll lick any man in a one-on-one fight.
Lick?
Fisticuffs.
Did you say you'll lick?
He's gonna lick a man.
He turns around and he's like, shut up. He goes,
I think he should have stood up and said, my name is Tyler Durton and this is Fight Club.
he's like,
You just deck one of them.
but he like
Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club.
he downs like the rest of the meat and like just throws the mug on the ground and goes, one-on-one fight, anyone, all challengers.
Oh, okay, so David, serious question here. They've been downing mead. What is?
I've only taken
Well-
2/3 of a tankard.
And Dempsey has probably just finished like one.
Yeah, we're still on the first one. Rain just
what's
downs
their
a third
sobriety
every once in a while.
He's just playing it
Wait.
up.
Much? Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw. There you go.
All right. Was that for what, Dempsey?
Yeah.
sobriety?
All
Yeah.
right. I mean, you don't need to be sober to fight people in a fight club, so a drunken fight club. So I'm fine with this.
Should I roll 2 or
9.
True, but
Dempsey
at
is
this point,
hosed.
You are just.
yeah.
What was
Do
that,
I need to
David?
roll 2 or?
Since you were there being drinking buddies with them.
I had a feeling this would come into play eventually. That's why I decided on drunk fight club.
So, should I roll 2 or?
Yes.
But the reason why I was asking is because if
Yeah,
you're
that's right.
drunk, do you really have the cognitive ability to come up with a plan? So,
Never
drunk
underestimate
fight
drunk Dempsey.
We also noted that it wasn't a good plan.
Nope, it was not.
Rain explicitly said neither of those are safe.
Yeah. Like, clearly
Yeah, you
these are
should-
the ramblings of a drunk person.
Yep. You're not as completely as strong as Dempsey, and right now you kind of see these other tankers. Well, the other two are knocked out. Like, they passed out, like, long ago in their tents. And you kind of see this one guy who's like, whoa, 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 easy there, Tiger. For later. Right now we're just here to celebrate, not to start fights.
It's like, oh, what's drinking without a couple fights?
Fights?
He's Irish, let him have it.
That's basically what I'm going for.
I want to go fight something. Fight one of those little...
His wife's not here. He needs something to beat.
Well, you talk about
Sorry,
like
the
the little dragon rats. You want me to fight those?
Yeah, fight one of them dragon rats.
That's hardly even a challenge, my friend.
Fight all of them. Yeah, there's a challenge. Yeah, go fight all of them.
He points at you like he points at him kind of like his hand kind of like his finger wavering a little bit, and he goes, "That's what you want me to do."
Well, you said you want a challenge, and you said it's not enough. You gotta go on and fight all of them.
He kind of like taps Dempsey, like taps like his head, and he's like, "I'm not dumb."
I'm just imagining the pause was actually so he could stagger.
Yes, exactly.
I gotta say, you're a very bad Irishman that you're drunk off of one.
Well, originally it was supposed to be playing it up, and now it's kind of required.
Well, I mean, he's kind of. It's just funny though that he's a lightweight. He's Irish and he can't hold.
Yeah.
It's like, what's even funnier is that in universe, is that even my Constitution save just could be strewed in universe as me not having drank as much of the tanker.
Yeah.
Because I've only done 2/3 of it, not the whole thing.
You're also a bigger creature.
Yeah, that's another thing. How much do you weigh?
Dempsey, I think, in canon is just slightly, well, at least in my canon anyways, is slightly taller than Rochelle.
Meanwhile, Rain's 6'5" and weighs 252 pounds.
Right.
But still, it's one tanker to bell, which is about a pint.
This is also
And
the
he
good
can't
stuff.
hold a pint of liquor.
It's really strong. Shut up.
They did say this is the good stuff.
Anyways, Dempsey
What
kind of
that
like
means is that to a raider is just slightly better than grog. So that would be like comparing homebrew beer to like Pabst.
Dempsey kind of like pokes the I guess his drinking buddy at this point, like kind of like in the nose, kind of like sloppily, like he's almost kind of missing, but it's like really like weak and annoying. It's like, come on, like you know some friends who want to fight, don't you?
Oh, really? No. I mean, we're just here to celebrate. Why would we want to fight?
What? You guys...
Rain's just still sitting watching this with mirth in his eyes.
As far as raiders go, which are generally considered like brutal, violent,
Yeah.
you know.
These guys are pretty good one.
They're very well put together.
They didn't even take notice to the fact that I was speaking like I was trying to talk to a king. They didn't even pay attention to that fact.
It's like deep inside they care, and that they have hearts. I don't want to fight nobody. I just want to get drunk.
So just to kind of like just to kind of like drive the point home that he's clearly drunk, and he's just trying his best in this drunken state to just annoy and distract people as much as possible. He actually like sits down on the raider's lap, ruffling his hair.
Get off me!
It's like, oh, come on. You're being such a tightwad.
Can I touch it?
Kind of pushes you off him. He's like, get off me, you bloke!
He kind of like stumbles forward and like lands on one knee and like stumbles back to his feet kind of awkwardly.
And he says, was that a knife in your pocket, or were you just happy to see me?
It's like, oh.
That was a knife in your pocket. It's very thin and small and fucking...
Dempsey, like, lazily pulls out the dagger he has. Funny you should say that.
Shanked him.
He goes, I don't even use this thing anyway. He just puts it back in.
Wait, so was it just me, Dempsey, and the other guy? Wasn't there 4 of them?
2 of them were passed out, I believe.
What about the other one? Does he just have no idea what's happening?
like looking at his face like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
So he's an introverted drunk.
I like this.
This is fun. This is what fun is.
So Dempsey now like pulls out one of like the drake horns that he's collected over his adventures so far, and he's like, "See that?
I stick it in my ass.
I took this off a drake that I
Killed with a tambourine?
I killed it with a tambourine." Can you believe it? A tambourine.
Wait a minute, you killed one of those things with the tambourine?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. No,
it was crazy. No, it was crazy. Shh. He puts like his fingers to his lips. Like, shh. It happened.
Rain, I think you should disagree with him and say, no, you didn't. I didn't see it, so I can't corroborate.
You've never told me this story before. I have no reason to believe you.
Meanwhile, at Victor and Leosin, as time goes by with Victor and Leosin, they're sneakily going across of the encampments. Victor, you notice your friends are babbling like idiots in one camp, and right now you see Dempsey getting drunk off his ass.
Fuck, an Irishman can't hold his liquor. You're a disgrace, he says in his head. Well, they're my friends. Unfortunately, I use that term lightly.
Well, in all fairness, we're in the least amount of danger.
That's a good point.
They seem to be holding their own pretty well.
We have successfully convinced them.
After setting a massive fire.
Yeah. After setting fire to half the Cobalt District.
It actually wasn't half of the Cobalt District.
I know, it's funnier that way.
And you only set a few tents on fire, but they put those tents out already. So
yeah. I'm still proud of that fire.
Well,
I just love I just am proud of myself.
Well, they seem to be holding their own pretty well. I say we continue on. Our best chance is to get you out now while they're distracted.
Are you sure they'll be all right?
Dempsey's drunk. What possibly could go wrong?
2 hours later.
Dempsey's drunk and Rain is amused. Nothing here.
Rain, get him
this
out.
This is a good day.
Yes, I trust they will be all right. Let's. Okay.
Do I need to make another stealth roll?
Worst comes, I just sling Dempsey over my shoulder.
Yes.
Did you say yeah? I couldn't hear.
Yes.
Okay, going for it. 1 second. Please be good.
But you have advantage because right now they are being distracted.
Okay, so I have advantage. All right, so let me re-roll that then.
It's gonna end up being the 19, unless he somehow gets better.
10.
Alright, so no 19. So, as you continue on, you kind of like sneakily pass them all, undetected, unnoticed. So, yeah, you're jack free, man.
Sweet.
Now it's our turn. How do we get out of this?
Because our characters don't know that they're safe now, so they can't just be like, well, bye! Oh, let's see here.
Anyways, as you sneak around, you kind of notice, you smell burnt fur, basically, like something foul on the horizon, basically. It's just like, there's like these little figures like scampering about, and you manage to hide with Leosin. You see kobolds just scampering about. They're like looking for something or someone. And you kind of see them spreading out in the encampment. Like, they're all dissipating, like, they're spreading out, and they're just like, figuring out what's going on. Like they're being more aware of what's happening.
Okay. Well, I think my friends have been through here. It's the only thing I can guess. They're the only
That's a
ones who
good
can
sign
come
that
through.
Rain's been through here.
Yeah, definitely the big one. Well, this is going to make things a little bit more difficult. So. Well, I guess, let's see. I can keep the 19, right?
Yep.
And try to get through again.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Let's do that. See if we can, with the 19, get through past the kobolds, avoid any detection.
They'll look for you. Anyways, you kind of curve your way into the encampment, hiding behind one good tent to another. You're crouching down with Leos, and you're kind of guiding him. He is slowing down your pace because he is injured and he is limping. So, at the moment, you got a good pace of walking very carefully, like doing long steps to avoid everything. You are not detected at the very moment by these kobold freaks. So you managed to get out of the chunk of the encampment, but there's still more. But you're still in the crater, and you do see the entrance. But as you go to the entrance, you see these guards kind of are wearing like heavy chain shirts. You're gonna see the more cultists just kind of ordering. You kind of hear them muttering like orders of the patrol this area even more thoroughly and not screw up because we had an intruder. You see more guards kind of patrolling the area, and they're being more surveillant. Yeah, let's go. They're being more aware of what's going on.
Okay, this is going to make things even more difficult. Great. We got more vigilant guards.
Right now, the encampment's on high alert.
We managed to simultaneously make things better and worse.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Okay. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a perception to see if there's any type of pattern to their movements, to try to see if we can maybe catch them with their back turn and sneak through. Which kind of sucks because then I'll have to reroll stealth. But I'd rather garner some information first. 7. I don't see shit. Wait, hold on. I rolled that with advantage. Let me get rid of that.
Alright, so we'll just take the first number then.
Alright. Well, that's fine. That works.
Anyways, you do peer out. You do peer out, and you kind of look above your head, and you kind of notice, like, you see the guards. You see they're being more vigilant, but you see, like, the people that are kind of wearing the cultist uniform, basically. Not much is the raiders, hunters, and all that other people, but you see them more. They're surveying almost everything in there, in the general area of the entrance. Like, they're just looking around. But, as you peer up, that's what you see.
Alright. Well, we've already been captured once. You twice.
Time's the charm.
Yeah, alright. I'm gonna try to sneak past them here.
Right.
If he gets captured a third time, we're just leaving him.
15.
Okay.
It's mediocre. I feel like we might get out, but I might get seen.
Well, in all fairness, Rain got by with a 3 once. But that was just sheer luck.
Yeah.
That's what you want to believe.
And then I also convinced them with an 11.
Well, yeah, like, a lot of weird things happened.
Anyways, continuing on. Look and peer. You kind of, like, imagine the position that the guards are in. You kind of sneak past them a little bit, but as you kind of sneak right beside the guard, you manage to ease your way to pass them, like getting below their blind spot of where they were looking at. And right now, you are slowly getting towards out of the encampment site. However, for Leosin follows you, and he kind of mimics your steps of your stealth as well. And he managed to successfully get past the guard as well. So, yes, you managed to get out of the encampment and past the guards at the entrance.
Okay. Alright, so, it's still me, right? Alright. Okay. Alright, so I guess what my next course of action would be to try to find someplace out of sight that I could leave Leosin at, where he might not get seen. And then I won't leave him, but I want to get him someplace safe, but close enough that I can still keep an eye on the camp in case something goes south and I have to go back in.
All right.
So, what exactly would I do there? Like, what would I roll for that? Or would I roll, like... That is a... Let's see.
What do you want to roll?
Well, that's what I was asking. Like, what exactly could I roll? Like, to try... I guess it would be a perception, right? Because I'm trying to see if there's someplace safe that I could leave him.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I mean, that's the only thing I know. 22.
With the 22, you find a good spot with a little bit of bush and a big, good old rock that has a very slender formation to put him behind, so he doesn't get noticed that very, very well. So you put him there where to hide, and of course he's going to hide. Where he's hiding. You kind of tell him to, hide here. And he asks you, like, wait, where are you going?
I'll just be right out here. I just need to keep an eye on the camp in case something goes wrong and I have to go in and save those two idiots.
In case the situation got reversed.
You said they would be fine on their own. Now you're concerned?
Well, okay. They will.
Bad things happen when Dempsey's around.
But Dempsey's drunk, and he's Irish.
He's gonna
He'll be looking for a fight.
Yes, go save them.
Go save them before we have to save them.
Yes, go walk back in there.
Well, no, I'm not leaving yet. I just need to keep an eye on the camp.
He's keeping watch in case he needs to go save us. If this situation gets reversed, we're gonna be here all night.
Well, anyways, if you want to keep an eye on them, you got to go back into the camp.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's right, because we're a nice distance in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do then. 25.
Right. 25. Oh, natural 20. Yeah.
Ooh.
You're a ninja.
Now Victor turns invisible.
Just slither your way in past the guards and everything. You just mosey in, like you just sip in. You just sneakily get in. Like you pass everything with ease. You're like tiptoe. You're like Looney Tunes tiptoe, and you hear that little but that was in your mind. But now you're just tiptoeing in real good.
In my mind, I'm also going dun 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 dun.
But anyways, that's what's happening. Dempsey, Rain, and the drunken tavern. Now, one went to go take a piss. The other one's like saying, "Well, I'm out of meat on this thing. I say you're cut off for now. But anyways, I'm not. So you wait right here and enjoy the fire, mate. Or you know it."
Okay, so like, what he's not like what Dempsey isn't allowed to drink anymore is what he's telling him.
Yeah, he cut him off.
Okay.
Last call for alcohol. You can't, or you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
I'm gonna do one more thing.
This is kind of like. Oh, go ahead.
And I rolled that number, and it was good.
I linked the music that I mentioned earlier in the general.
Oh, I see.
That's what I was hearing when Victor was sneaking back in, and earlier.
Dempsey's like, "Oh, come on. Like, you're no fun." Kind of like just pointing at him, the same kind of wavy point he's had.
Cut off. You sit down and relax.
He kind of like takes this stance. I'm gonna put an image in the thing. Just like, "I'll fight you for it."
I'll fight you for it. Ah, you crazy. You sit tight.
And he's kind of like, he's like bouncing up and down a little bit too.
August, the one that is actually passed out in one of the tents, and you hear him snoring like. Good job, August. But anyways, as you all see some of the men dissipate and doing their own thing and returning to the camp for a few minutes,
What was that, David?
The other raiders left and kind of went about their own devices. You're kind of alone right now, and the other one is asleep. What are you gonna do?
Two are asleep, one's taking a piss, the other is gonna go get more meat for himself.
I love how they're just like, Dempsey's too drunk. Let's get away from him. Anyways, Dempsey himself is probably feeling the need to go to the bathroom pretty bad at this point himself. So he like kind of walks over and like pats like Rain on the shoulder and is like, "Gonna take a piss," and walks off behind one of the tents.
Yep.
He just watches him go. You're like,
You know, so Dempsey pretty much gets to his business behind the tent.
Anyways, you take a piss, and you're like, you know that stream of a tinkling noise that when you take a piss out in nature behind a tent or whatever. Want to know something funny? I've been rolling for that for a bit. With a smile on your face, your eyes widen, and you see 6 kobolds looking at you, and your like fist is your fist is still streaming in front of them, and it's just like
he's like, hello?
So wait, so they're just looking at him like in awe that he's still peeing?
And they stare at you, and they squint their eyes, and it's funny. They point at you, and they're like, "You were fighting Master. Yes, we know you. You in camp."
I completely forgot about that one. Oh no, I forgot that he had kobolds with him.
Get him! Yes, get him!
Is Dempsey still peeing, by the way?
I really hope he is.
No, they let you finish out of respect.
They were very polite. I'll be honest, if he was still peeing, he was going to pee on them.
No, it took them like a good few seconds while you were peeing to process to remember who you were.
Alright, so now they're wanting to fight him, right?
Yes. Right now they are going to attack you, but next week, as you are encountering with kobolds that recognize Dempsey.
I'd really hope I have a plan now. All of a sudden, for what I want to do in combat.
Now here's a question: if Rochelle is back by next week, where is she?
She's gonna be back at the encampment.
She's like asleep behind the rock that Leosin's behind. Like,
no, she is still at that one ledge that and just go in. She's still there waiting. You're out doing her nails. She is just up there, just floating, and you guys left her.
And honestly, I feel like that's what she would be doing if she was here.
Yeah, like it's not too far off.
I'd imagine her still would be worse than ours.
You know, there's like opportunities where I'm like introduce Cobaldi or Coldy or
Cobaldi.
Yeah, Cobaldi.
She's not here because that's like her little underling, and I can't add him without her.
Yeah, like the only person who would even be able to talk to him is Rain, and all of our
her because she would just mind fuck him all the time.
So I would hope that Rain heard that shrill cry.
Yeah, because like Dempsey has no clue what these things are saying at him, all because he doesn't understand Dragonic.
Loud, but I'd imagine Dempsey didn't walk 20 tents away to go pee.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And you know, I keep forgetting that I speak Draconic as well.
Yep.
Oh my god, so you understood them the whole time?
Like, like me and Amphitrite, I think, are the only ones who don't understand Draconic.
And by the way, because of my background, I've actually learned that I have the ability to learn another language as well because of the Outlander background.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking Elvish on that one.
I think Elvish, yes.
So if Sorel was still here, we'd have 3 people that all spoke the same 3 languages.
Though I might consider
because she speaks Elvish and Draconic as well.
Well, since two of us already know that language, I might choose a different one. I was just saying.
Oh goodness! I didn't expect to have to play a drunk person all of a sudden.
You played a good drunk person.
I didn't expect the persuasion to work.
In all honesty, you didn't actually have to like drink the drink. You could have like.
They'd have noticed.
Well, you didn't drink the drink, and then they were like, "We don't trust that non-drinker."
Well, no, I didn't drink the drink because
I
disappeared.
Well, and yeah, that's true. You did.
Well,
you took like a sip of it and then just vanished.
If I was them, I would have been like, you see him take a sip and then he vanishes, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Look at the glass and put it down.
He's like, I think I've had a bit too much.
You know what? That's like going into a freaking McDonald's and be like, "Hey, can I have a No, not a McDonald's. It's like going into a restaurant, like, I would like to have a glass of Coke, please. Oh, sure, here you go. Then you take it a sip and you just walk out the restaurant not paying for it, basically. That's fucking suspicious.
Oh, I'm getting dizzy from laughing.
Montana, can I get like a fry? You just nibble on the fry and just fuck off, basically.
I also feel like you were giving us some nice, you're being nice in some of these things.
Yeah,
No, I was not being nice at all. There's reasons. Like, reasons.
I'd imagine because you rolled perception against the persuasion or insight and failed.
Oh.
I can't tell you because, you know, that I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just going off because those two would be the most obvious for discerning if someone was trying to persuade you.
What I love is that, like, Dempsey's just like, I want to fight somebody. We're a bunch of rabble-rousers, aren't we? And, like, the Rangers are like, no. Like, what are you doing? Sit down.
During that whole situation, Rain never got up. He just watched.
Well,
I literally feel like he
guys,
just... Go ahead.
Like, if you guys ever got out of this scenario, I will tell you what just happened, basically.
Gotcha.
But anyways, 12, 17 at the moment on your guys' time, and it's kind of getting late, so...
That's probably our longest session.
It is a long session.
One of our longest, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to end it, like, in a cliffhanger while you guys were like...
Well, we were being awesome.
Well, I'm sorry that I kept, like, interjecting in the middle of Victor's stuff, because I keep forgetting I don't know these things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like actively trying not to use these in use.
Yeah. So like when it was Victor's turn, I tried to
out of character to laugh at this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I tried to like mute my mic so I wouldn't talk as much in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
Oh. God, but like,
I love how one of the duo was just eyeing me, and I just immediately chug it.
Anyways, hopefully Katie's available in next week's section, hopefully, but I don't know, I'm gonna have to ask her if Kelly's like in or out, because I'm not entirely sure if she is, but check into that. But I am positive that we need a fifth person to fill in the fourth gap, but don't quote me on that. I'm just gonna make sure if we got this whole group going on. I just need to make sure if it's a-okay or something.
Mm-hmm.
But well, we're gonna try again for next week. We'll still, if Katie still can't make it, we can still do the third group. But I'm gonna be 100%. She better show up, because you guys need help. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
The three of you cannot figure this shit out on your own, and it's ridiculous.
Like,
and I knew...
we are literally stumbling through because it's all we can do.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted the whole group, because we need more minds into the situation.
Oh.
But anyways, I am gonna go to bed because I'm getting tired.
Alrighty.
It's funny enough, because I'm more awake than I was 3 hours ago.
Well, too damn bad. Do something else. I'm done DMing.
Well, no, like, I need to go to bed too, but now I'm, like, actually awake and not mumbling my way through this.
I DM 3 days a week, and I'm tired of this damn shit. Every person that did this same scenario does it differently, and it ends up in shitville.
Yeah. What I do love, though, is that Victor managed to get out pretty much by himself, though. Like, we did distract a little bit, but that's about it.
He fucks up by going in, but he does manage just to get out.
He does the exact same thing to get out.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to go back into danger. Success.
I
was wondering, though, like, how this was going to end eventually, because at this point, it just seems like Rain and Dems should just stay the night and just leave in the morning.
I don't know, guys.
But now he's...
Well, I think our cover may be blown now.
Yeah, he's been spotted by the kobolds, so I was like, well, okay, so that's how this is going to go down.
I'm really hoping that Rain heard the cry of the kobold, because not only was that loud in my ears to begin with, and you're at 98%. So not only was that loud in my ears to begin with, but I have a plan for Rain's entrance.
Alright, well, David, thank you so much for helping get this going this week.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it out till another week and just been like, oh, yeah, it's going to be that rotation until we have to wait for this one person. But I am pretty positive we're going to hopefully see Katie, because, you know, if you need extra help on this one, it's like, oh no, we have a rogue. Wait a minute, that rogue is not here. We need someone so very sneaky to get into. Retired. Not want to deal with this horrible group ever again. That, and she has horrible anxiety, and she didn't like being talked over.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem with this group.
She gets horrible anxiety. She fucked off.
Can't outsmart this detective. I know what the hell's going on.
Ah.
But you know, the thing is, I try to figure out what Katie was doing. And I'm like, I thought she went out of town, but she went